Chapter 12:24. A mysterious old man, never go back on my word? Ningyu looked at Fang Guosheng suspiciously, his face full of distrust. Ningyu knew Fang Guosheng's character very well. Even if he handed over the scroll, Fang Guosheng would definitely kill him. However, Fang Guosheng would not let the matter rest if he did not hand over the scroll. Ningyu was caught in a dilemma. There's a limit to my patience. Seeing Ningyu's hesitation, Fang Guosheng said in a low voice, I'll give you 3 more seconds. If you don't hand over the scroll, I promise I'll make sure you die a horrible death. 1. Fang Guosheng extended a finger and cooperated. 2. Then, Fang Guosheng continued. 3. When he said 3, Ningyu gritted his teeth. Fine, I promise you. Hee, that's more like it. Hand over the scroll. I, Fang Guosheng, am a man of my word. With a faint smile, Fang Guosheng repeated what he said earlier. Swoosh. Ningyu knew that dragging it out wouldn't do, so he used all his strength to throw the scroll into the sky. At the same time, Ningyu shouted, Go, everyone, run! Whoosh. At that moment, Supremacy Spiritual Su and the rest finally understood Ningyu's plan. Regardless of the consequences, all of them exerted all their strength and ran as fast as they could into the distance. Smack! However, Supremacy Spiritual Su and the rest did not run far before they came to an abrupt stop, because an old man had appeared before them. On the surface, the old man looked sloppy and ordinary, but Supremacy Spiritual Su and the rest were all shrewd people, so they naturally noticed something special about him. The old man's strength was even stronger than Fang Guosheng's. Without knowing if the old man was friend or foe, Supremacy Spiritual Su and the rest did not dare to leave. 8 Immortals Formation. Good stuff. The old man's gaze swept across Supremacy Spiritual Su and the rest before landing on Ningyu. Without beating around the bush, the old man said, Hand it over. Boom. The old man's words caused confusion to appear on the faces of Venerable Spirit Su and the others. Didn't Ningyu throw the scroll into the sky? Why would the old man say such a thing? Damn it! At this moment, Fang Guosheng angrily descended from the sky. After cursing out loud, Fang Guosheng yelled at Ningyu, How dare you make fun of me? There's no one in this world. Who? Fang Guosheng stopped abruptly halfway through his reprimand. Fang Guosheng discovered the old man and realized how strong the old man was. It could be said that the elder's strength was something that even Fang Guosheng felt was troublesome to deal with. Let me introduce myself. I'm from Emperor Divine Palace. The old man was very frank. You can call me Di Bo, Emperor Divine Palace. Fang Guosheng felt a chill in his heart, and his face became a little ugly. The Emperor Divine Palace was a sect in the Mystic Moon continent, and it was an overlord sect. Even if he was a senior executive of the Alchemist Union headquarters, he could not behave atrociously in someone else's territory. Although he knew that Di Bo was powerful, for the sake of the 8 Immortals formation, Fang Guosheng bit the bullet and said, Since you're an expert from Emperor Divine Palace, you must know the principle of first come, first served. The scroll on Ningyu should belong to me. Ningyu belongs to Emperor Divine Palace. What right do you have to say that the scroll on him belongs to you? Di Bo curled his lips in disdain. You'd better leave as soon as possible before I lose my temper. Otherwise, I can't guarantee what will happen. You're threatening me. Fang Guosheng was so angry that his teeth turned green. He was originally the absolute overlord of this area, but who would have thought that an even more powerful old man would appear out of nowhere and take away the overlord position that belonged to him? This made him very angry. If you really want to think that way, just take it as a threat. Di Bo obviously did not take Fang Guosheng seriously. He shrugged and said, Go away. Emperor Divine Palace and Ningyu have irreconcilable hatred, so I have to bring Ningyu back to Emperor Divine Palace. I'll leave Ningyu to you, and leave the scroll to me. Fang Guosheng was still struggling for the last time. The 8 Immortals formation was too rare, especially the 8 Immortals formation that was sealed in a scroll. Therefore, Fang Guosheng did not want to give up. You're not qualified to negotiate with me. If you know what's good for you, get lost. Don't force me to take action. Debo's eyes gradually turned cold. Fang Guosheng had disobeyed him again and again, which made him very angry. What should I do? Fang Guosheng's eyes darted around, trying to think of a solution. The current situation was indeed very disadvantageous to him. With Debo's appearance, it would be very difficult for him to kill Ningyu, let alone get the scroll. Regret. Fang Guosheng was very regretful at this moment. If he had known this would happen, he would not have wasted his time talking to Ningyu. He would have killed Ningyu as soon as possible. Wouldn't that be great? But now, not only was he unable to kill Ningyu, but he had also lost the scroll that he was about to get. Why don't I fight him? Suddenly, an idea popped into Fang Guosheng's mind. Even Fang Guosheng himself was shocked when he thought of this. Although he was frightened, Fang Guosheng couldn't get rid of this thought in his mind, and it kept lingering in his mind. Debo, why don't you and I have a fight? The scroll belongs to the winner. The thought of fighting Debo grew stronger and stronger. It had become a knot in Fang Guosheng's heart. He had to fight Debo no matter what. Otherwise, he would definitely encounter inner demons when he advanced to the advanced stage 9 supreme martial artist. You want to fight me? Debo raised his eyebrows and said, You're no match for me. I advise you to get lost. Once I fight, someone will definitely be injured, or... At this point, Debo paused for a moment before he said, Death! As soon as the word die was uttered, Debo stomped on the ground and dashed out. Whoosh! Debo was so fast that before Fang Guosheng could react, he had already appeared beside Fang Guosheng. Not good. At this critical moment, Fang Guosheng gave a loud roar and poured all the Yuan Qi in his knowledge Qi into his fist. With a backhand punch, he met Debo's fist head-on. Whoosh! Whoosh! The two fists collided and the two figures were sent flying. This hurried move caused Fang Guosheng's expression to darken completely. He was no match for Debo in terms of strength. He was clearly at a disadvantage in this punch. Don't force me to kill you. Debo's eyes were cold as he said in a deep voice. Humph. You and I are both peak stage 9 supreme martial artists. It won't be easy to kill me. Fang Guosheng snorted and said, Apart from being a peak stage 9 supreme martial artist, I have another identity. I'm an alchemist. So what if you're an alchemist? I'll kill you all the same. Debo was furious. He was furious that Fang Guosheng had gone against him time and time again. In this world, there was no lack of people who would court death. In Debo's opinion, Fang Guosheng was one of them. All of a sudden, Fang Guosheng laughed. His laughter was a little arrogant. Chapter 12:25. Evil Dragon Valley, you want to use a soul attack on me? Debo's jaw dropped as if he had heard something he couldn't believe. Don't you know that soul attack spells aren't omnipotent? Martial artists with strong perception can even easily break through soul attack spells. Of course I know that. But I don't believe you can break through soul attack. Fang Guosheng growled and waved his hands. Swoosh! In a split second, a ray of cold light rushed towards Debo at an alarming speed. Soul attack! Next to him, Ningyu's face darkened. Fang Guosheng's soul attack was something even he was not sure he could block. A soul attack performed by a peak 8th tier soul force is indeed powerful. Ningyu made up his mind. As long as this crisis was over, he would work hard to cultivate his soul force. Ningyu's soul force was at early 8th tier soul force. Although it was far stronger than his peers, it was still lacking compared to a veteran like Fang Guosheng. Fang Guosheng, today I will let you know that there are some people you can never mess with. Debo's face was expressionless as he watched the cold light of the soul attack approach him. He spoke indifferently. Swoosh! The moment the voice rang out, Debo took out a silvery white flying sword. Crack! He swung the sword. He raised his hand and the sword fell. The soul attack was cut in half and scattered on the ground. What? When Fang Guoxing saw that his soul attack had been broken by Di Bo's sword, his expression finally changed, and he revealed a horrified expression. That was a soul attack. What kind of powerful being was Di Bo to be able to break it in one move? If Di Bo was also an alchemist, Fang Guoxing would not be surprised. But Di Bo's soul force was not strong. Di Bo's soul attack was broken by his senses alone. He had to admit that Di Bo was indeed powerful. I gave you face but you don't want it. Being provoked by Fang Guoxing, Di Bo was enraged. Di Bo, who was in a berserk state, quickly dashed out and punched Fang Guoxing's chest repeatedly. In just a few moments, Fang Guoxing's chest had been blasted into tatters, and not a single patch of skin was left intact. Thump! Raising his right leg, Di Bo kicked Fang Guoxing far away, causing him to fall heavily on the ground. Gotcha! The bluestone pavement was smashed by Fang Guoxing, and the cracks spread in all directions. You overestimate yourself. Glancing at the half-dead Fang Guoxing, Di Bo turned to Ning Yu and said, "Hand over the scroll and follow me to the Emperor Palace." Do I have a choice? Ning Yu still wanted to make a final struggle. Why do you have so much to say? Di Bo was getting impatient. He stomped on the ground and instantly appeared in front of Ning Yu. A punch landed on Ning Yu's chest, forcing Ning Yu to take several steps back. Looking over, one could see a scroll lying flat in Di Bo's hand. It really is the 8 Immortals formation. Very good. After taking a closer look at the scroll, Di Bo grabbed Ning Yu. After thinking for a moment, he knocked out the Dark Emperor and tore through the void, disappearing without a trace. Seeing Ning Yu disappear, Sage, Spiritual Su and the others had their mouths agape, dumbfounded. Taken away? Ning Yu was taken away under their noses? Everything happened too quickly, so Sage, Spiritual Su and the others couldn't react for a long time. Sage, Spiritual Su and the others wanted to help Ning Yu, but they didn't have the strength to do so. After the battle, all of them were heavily injured and urgently needed to recuperate. Sword of Evil. Although the Sword of Evil's aura was weak, he still dragged his feet and flew out of the capital. Where are you going? Sage, Spiritual Su called out to the Sword of Evil. I'm going to help Ning Yu, the Sword of Evil said through gritted teeth. How are you going to help him? Don't worry, I can guarantee that Ning Yu's life won't be in danger for the time being. Sage, Spiritual Su said in a low voice. Won't be in danger? Do you know what we did? We killed the genius martial artist of Emperor Palace, D.E. The Sword of Evil said. The Sword of Evil seemed to be narrating a very ordinary matter. What? The speaker didn't mean anything, but the listener did. Reverend Lingshu was extremely shocked. D.E. was the genius of Emperor Palace. Just how capable was Ning Yu to be able to kill D.E.? This is going to be troublesome. Sage Spiritual Su's heart sank to the bottom. Initially, Supremacy Spiritual Su had thought that the Emperor God Palace wouldn't kill Ning Yu so easily with the existence of a colossus like the Sovereign Nine Purities Palace. Now, it seemed like he was wrong. Very wrong. Based on the fact that Ning Yu had killed D.E., Emperor Palace would never let Ning Yu off. Sword of Evil, you won't be able to help Ning Yu even if you go now. Why don't you get rid of Fang Guoxing first, and use the elixirs on him to recover to peak condition as soon as possible? Then, we'll go look for Ning Yu together. Sage Spiritual Su was very clear. Instead of looking for Ning Yu now, it was better to wait until he recovered to peak condition. That would save them a lot of trouble. All right. The Sword of Evil wasn't stupid. Sage Spiritual Su was very clear, and so was he. The reason why he wanted to help Ning Yu just now was because of an impulsive reaction. Now that he thought about it, he indeed needed to recover to peak condition before he could help Ning Yu. Otherwise, he would be a burden and would be killed instantly by Emperor Palace. After everyone came to an agreement, Fang Guoxing was in trouble. What are you guys doing? Don't come over. Fang Guosheng regretted it so much that his intestines were turning green. If he had known this would happen, he definitely wouldn't have fought with Di Bo. Now, not only had he fallen from the clouds to the bottom of the valley, but his life was also in danger. With the current state and anger of the Sword of Evil and the others, it was only a matter of time before he was killed. Sha. Ningyu had no idea what happened after that. After leaving the capital, Di Bo brought him forward quickly. After flying at full speed for a few hours, Di Bo finally stopped in front of a valley. What is this place? Staring at the narrow valley entrance, Ningyu was puzzled. Don't ask what you shouldn't ask. After glaring at Ningyu, Di Bo led Ningyu into the valley. Swoosh. Swoosh. As soon as Ningyu and the others entered the valley, two figures suddenly appeared and blocked their way. Tell the Master of Evil Dragon Valley that someone is here. Obviously, this was not Di Bo's first time here. He said lightly. Buzz buzz. Di Bo's words were effective. The two figures melted into the void and disappeared. Not long after, a short and stout old man staggered out from the depths of the valley. I can't believe it. Ningyu couldn't help but curse when he saw the short and fat old man. His eyes widened. The reason why Ningyu was surprised was not because the short and fat old man's cultivation was high, but because the short and fat old man's cultivation was too low. Terrifyingly low. Chapter 12:26. A short and fat old man. Di Bo, what good stuff have you brought for the Valley Master this time? The short and fat old man seemed to know Di Bo as he spoke before he even reached Di Bo. I've brought. Di Bo waved the Dark Emperor in his hand. Sky Devourer Hound. Before Di Bo could finish his sentence, the short and fat old man yelled, You've finally brought something useful. Give it to me. As he spoke, the short and fat old man reached out his chubby palm to grab the Dark Emperor. Swoosh. How could Di Bo allow the Dark Emperor to be taken away? He dodged the short and fat old man's palm. I want to see the Evil Dragon Valley Master. Before that, I will not hand the Sky Devourer Hound over to you. Di Bo said calmly. There's so much nonsense there. The short and fat old man was clearly enraged. He stomped on the ground and charged forward. Although the short and fat old man looked small, he was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, he was in front of Di Bo Chi. A faint green flame appeared on his palm as the short and fat old man roared and grabbed at Di Bo. What? Thousand Beasts Flame. Seeing the faint green flame in the short and fat old man's hand, Ningyu's eyes narrowed and he was extremely shocked. The Thousand Beasts Flame was ranked 30th on the Mystical Flames ranking. Any flame that could enter the top 100 of the Mystical Flames ranking was extremely overbearing and difficult to tame. The short and fat old man was only a mortal. How could he tame the 30th ranked flame, the Thousand Beasts Flame? No, it's not the actual Thousand Beasts Flame, it's a derivative. Suddenly, Ningyu's shocked expression eased a little. This was because Ningyu realized that the faint green flame on the short and fat old man's palm was not the actual Thousand Beasts Flame, but a derivative. Even so, Ningyu was still shocked. Even the derivative flame was hundreds of times stronger than his indigo spiritual fire. Stand down. Seeing that the short and fat old man was about to fight with Di Bo, a calm voice came from the void. Although the voice was calm, it was not angry and had an unquestionable tone. Boring. Hearing this voice, the short and fat old man curled his lips, then turned around and walked towards the depths of the valley. Evil Dragon Valley Master, why didn't you show yourself? Di Bo said with a solemn expression. Purple Gold Sky Devouring Hound, this is the 10th treasure you brought. I will definitely fulfill my promise to you. Go to the guest room and wait for a while. Once I'm done with the matters at hand, I'll come see you immediately. The voice dissipated and everything returned to normal. Di Bo did not stay for long. He dragged Ningyu with one hand and leaned on the Dark Emperor with the other, walking towards the guest room with ease. Creak. The heavy stone door was pushed open, and Di-Bo entered the room. Casually throwing Ning Yu and the Dark Emperor to the side, Di-Bo sat on the chair and fell into a strange state. What kind of deal did Di-Bo make with this so-called evil Dragon Valley master? Ning Yu slightly released his perception, first stopping on Di-Bo's body for a while, and then began to size up the secret room. Although it was called a secret room, it was actually just a room that wasn't too big. The structure of the room was simple. There was only a chair, a table, and nothing else. Kid, do you want to know what kind of deal Di-Bo made with the evil Dragon Valley master? Throw that black dog out and I can tell you. At this moment, an ethereal voice rang in Ning Yu's ears. The ethereal voice that rang in his ears caused Ning Yu's pupils to shrink. This voice was too illusory, and even he didn't notice any clues. Who is it? Ning Yu asked in a deep voice. I'm that tall, handsome person you saw just now, the ethereal voice said unceasingly. Clearly, this was a narcissistic person. Tall, handsome? Ning Yu was a little confused. He subconsciously said, just now I only saw a short and fat old man trying to snatch the Dark Emperor from Di-Bo. However, he was chased away by the evil Dragon Valley master. Outside the room, the short and fat martial artist's face was filled with black lines. Although the short and fat martial artist was ugly, he had dreams. Wasn't it said that people with dreams were the most handsome? Moreover, in the evil dragon clan, his height and build were indeed worthy of the word handsome. Don't worry about anything else. Just remember, as long as you throw that black dog out, I will let you go. The short and fat old man began to tempt him, using both the carrot and the stick. Let me give you a friendly reminder. In the past, Di-Bo came to Evil Dragon Valley a total of 9 times. He brought martial artists, magical treasures, elixirs, fruits, and a series of other things. Without exception, all of those things were taken by the Valley Master. What kind of deal did Di-Bo make with the evil Dragon Valley Master? Ning Yu felt that the short and fat old man knew something. In fact, Ning Yu knew very well that the person speaking outside the room was the short and fat old man. Ning Yu was not a fool. How could he not know? It's simple. Di-Bo brought 10 good things, and the evil Dragon Valley Master helped him to raise his cultivation to the advanced 9th grade Supreme Martial Artist. The short and fat old man shrugged and said, What? The speaker did not mean anything, but the listener did. Ning Yu's face was full of shock. If the evil Dragon Valley Master could help Di-Bo to advance to the advanced 9th grade Supreme Martial Artist, didn't that mean that the evil Dragon Valley Master's cultivation far surpassed that of a Supreme Martial Artist? He might even have reached the terrifying Earth Supreme Martial Artist realm. Ning Yu almost despaired. With his current strength, he could not even fight against an intermediate 9th grade Supreme Martial Artist, let alone an Earth Supreme Martial Artist. What's the big deal? Isn't it just an advanced 9th grade Supreme Martial Artist? As long as you throw that black dog out, I can also help you advance to the advanced 9th grade Supreme Martial Artist realm. The short and fat old man began to boast, displaying the great deception technique. Oh right. Can't Di-Bo hear our conversation? Although Di-Bo was in a strange state, Ning Yu was still very worried. What are you afraid of? With me here, not only Di-Bo can't hear our conversation, but even the evil Valley Master can't hear it. The short and fat old man said proudly. That short and fat old man seems to have a grudge against the evil Dragon Valley Master. Ning Yu's sharp senses had deduced some clues from the short and fat old man's words. The short and fat old man most likely had a grudge against the evil Dragon Valley Master. Even if there was no grudge, he would definitely not like the evil Dragon Valley Master. Maybe I can find a breakthrough from the short and fat old man. Thinking of this, Ning Yu said calmly, I would like to throw the black dog to you, but with Di-Bo beside me, I dare not act rashly. After saying this, Ning Yu said no more, quietly waiting for the short and fat old man's reply. The short and fat old man was silent for a while. After a while, the short and fat old man said, "Stop breathing first. I will inject a special gas into the room. As long as Debo swallows it, he will fall into a deep sleep, and then you can throw the black dog out." "I still can't." Ningyu shook his head. "What now?" The short and fat old man was almost going crazy. "Because I can't break the door of the secret room." Chapter 12:27. A strategy that's easy. Once Debo falls asleep, a whirlpool will appear in front of you. All you need to do is toss that black dog into the whirlpool. The short elder answered. "That easy?" Ningyu asked suspiciously. "Of course. Don't worry, I'll do it," the short elder said proudly. "Still not enough," Ningyu said after a moment of silence. "I want to kill Debo." When the old man heard Ningyu's words, he couldn't wait to rush forward and kill him. However, for the sake of the Dark Emperor, he had to suppress his anger and asked patiently, "What is it now?" "I want to go out too." Ningyu voiced his thoughts. This was the best chance to escape. If he missed this opportunity, Ningyu did not want to miss it. Moreover, the short elder was weaker. If he stayed with him, Ningyu would have a chance to escape. Whether it was the evil Dragon Valley Master or Debo, Ningyu could not fight against them. "No. This is not negotiable," the short elder rejected flatly. What a joke. The evil Dragon Valley Master hated it when others touched his things. If the evil Dragon Valley Master knew about this, the consequences would be unimaginable. "Forget it. Just leave. I thought there was someone who was not afraid of the evil Dragon Valley Master's power. Who would have thought I would meet a coward like you?" Ningyu purposely provoked the short elder. "Who are you calling a coward?" Sure enough, Ningyu's goading worked to a certain extent. As soon as he finished speaking, the short elder shouted, "Although I am no match for the evil Dragon Valley Master in martial arts, I am miles ahead of him in alchemy. I am talking about you." Ningyu ignored the second half of the short elder's words and said disdainfully, "The Dark Emperor and I are only imprisoned by Debo. We are not the evil Dragon Valley Master yet. You don't even dare to provoke Debo, let alone the evil Dragon Valley Master. You. I am so angry." The short and stout elder was so angry that his whole body was trembling. What he hated the most was being compared to the evil Dragon Valley Master. Due to various reasons, he was unable to cultivate the martial way, but his attainments in alchemy were extremely heaven-defying. The evil Dragon Valley Master was the exact opposite. The evil Dragon Valley Master's martial prowess was formidable, but his alchemy attainments were frighteningly low. "Hurry up and leave. When the evil Dragon Valley Master arrives, you will definitely suffer." Ningyu continued to provoke him, hoping that it would play a crucial role. Outside the secret chamber, there was another period of silence. What's going on? Could it be that he had used too much provocation? That short and fat old man really left. Ningyu frowned and murmured, "If I had known, I wouldn't have provoked him so much." Ningyu felt a little regretful. The short and stout old man was the only way for him to leave this damned place. If the short and stout old man left, he would have to face endless disasters. "All right. I promise you." After a few more minutes, just as Ningyu was about to be disappointed, a cold voice rang in his mind. The short and stout old man. After a few minutes of contemplation, the short and stout old man finally made up his mind to take the risk and bring Ningyu and the black dog away. If worst comes to worst, he would leave the evil Dragon Valley first. As long as he used the sky-devouring hound to refine elixirs, his martial prowess would definitely soar. Coupled with his alchemy attainments, it was only a matter of time before his cultivation reached a high-level human supreme. Hold your breath. Later, you and the black dog will enter the whirlpool together. The short and stout old man was not an indecisive person. Since he had already made his decision, he would definitely carry it out. With a low grunt, the short and stout old man flicked his sleeves. In a split second, a stream of gas passed through the secret chamber's door and headed straight for Debo. Debo was indeed a peak mid-stage 9th grade human supreme. As soon as the gas entered the secret chamber, he opened his eyes and bellowed, "Which scoundrel is it? Show yourself at once." When Debo opened his mouth, something unexpected happened. Another stream of gas passed through the secret chamber's door and entered his mouth when he was unprepared. Hot. Debo's first impression was that it was hot, and the second was that it was extremely hot. The heat made Debo feel like he was about to go crazy. Debo's combat strength has dropped. I might as well kill him first. With a cold glint in his eyes, Ningyu immediately drew out the red demon sword and slashed at Debo. Ningyu would definitely seize such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Buzz. However, just as Ningyu took half a step forward, a whirlpool appeared in front of him. Along with the whirlpool, the short and stout old man's anxious voice sounded. "You only have 1 second. Hurry up and bring the black dog into the whirlpool." The short and stout old man's voice was filled with anxiety as he urged. "In 1 second the whirlpool will shatter. Why didn't you say so earlier?" Ningyu, who was in the midst of running, cursed when he heard the short and stout old man's anxious words. 1 second was not enough for him to kill Debo. Although Debo was affected by the gas, he still had the combat strength of a 9th grade human supreme. "You lucked out." After glaring at Debo helplessly, Ningyu grabbed the Dark Emperor and disappeared into the whirlpool. Whoosh! Everything ended as quickly as it came. However, if Ningyu was here, he would definitely notice that Debo's reaction was a little unusual. There was no anger on Debo's face. In fact, Debo's lips even curled up, as if he was relieved of a heavy burden. Crack! Not long after, the space in the secret chamber cracked open again, and an old man who was even shorter and fatter than the short and stout old man appeared. "Evil Dragon Valley Master, I've followed your instructions." Seeing the sudden appearance of the old man, Debo said respectfully, "You promised me that as long as I followed your instructions, you would help me advance to the late-stage 9th grade human supreme. Don't worry. Once the elixir is refined, I'll immediately fulfill my promise." "When will the short and stout old man be able to refine the elixir?" Debo asked, feeling a little uneasy. "I am not too certain about the details. However, I believe that with his pill refinement level, it is likely that he will be able to refine a medicinal pill using the heaven-swallowing dog in 3 days at the very least and 1 day at the very fastest." The Evil Dragon Valley's chief shook his head and said, "I've brought back the purple golden sky devouring hound. I want 2 elixirs when the elixir is ready." Debo said, "He too it is. With his alchemy skills, he can at least refine 10 elixirs in 1 cauldron. What's the harm in giving you 2? The Evil Dragon Valley Master said with a smile. Achoo! At the same time, in a forest to the west of the Evil Dragon Valley, the short and stout old man sneezed and said, "Kid, stop here. I'm going to start refining elixirs." "Refining elixirs? Here?" Ningyu was dumbfounded. Even refining elixirs required a quiet place. This place was surrounded by trees and beasts. To think that the short and stout old man would think of refining elixirs here. Dong. Without replying to Ningyu, the short and stout old man stomped his right foot on the ground. Rumble. Chapter 12:28. Chapter 12:28. Heart of 10,000 Beasts. Ningyu was in a daze as he stared at the ground that had suddenly caved in. No wonder the old man had wanted to stop here. He had been prepared for this. "Let's go." Just as Ningyu was in a daze, the old man grabbed Ningyu with one hand and the Dark Emperor with the other before leaping into the crack in the ground. Rumble. As soon as the old man and the others entered the ground, the crack closed up and everything returned to normal. Underground, Ningyu stood in front of the huge palace with his mouth agape. His face was filled with disbelief. What shocked Ningyu was not the palace, but the two huge stone pillars on both sides of the palace. At the top of each pillar, there was a ball of fire burning. 10,000 beasts' flame. These two green flames were similar to the flames on the old man's body. They were all derivatives of the 10,000 beasts' flame. Although they were only derivatives of the 10,000 beasts' flame, they were more powerful than most flames. It could be said that the flames ranked after 100 on the mystic flames list were not as powerful as these two 10,000 beasts' flame derivative. You want them? The short and fat old man noticed Ningyu's actions and said calmly, "As long as you help me with one thing, I will give you these two 10,000 beasts' flame derivatives." "What is it?" Ningyu did not agree to the old man's request immediately. "Help me get the real 10,000 beasts' flame." After saying that, the old man pushed open the door of the palace and strode in. Thump! Hearing the old man's words, Ningyu's heart skipped a beat. The real 10,000 beasts' flame. Each of the top 30 flames on the mystic flames list was extremely terrifying. Under normal circumstances, with the old man's strength, there was no way he could come into contact with the 10,000 beasts' flame. Could it be? At this thought, Ningyu's face heated up. In his previous life, Ningyu had investigated the flames on the mystic flames list and found that some of them were extremely unique. After a certain period of time, they would enter a period of weakness, and this period of weakness was the best time to capture them. Think of a way to get the myriad beasts' flame. Clenching his fists tightly, Ningyu made up his mind to obtain the 10,000 beasts' flame no matter what. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu followed the stumpy old man into the palace. F***ck. As soon as he entered the palace, Ningyu was dumbfounded. The palace was as empty as a field. No, to be precise, there were only two things in the palace. A huge pill furnace floated in midair. Beside the pill furnace was a green flame. Because it was burning too fiercely, it emitted crackling sounds. Ningyu's gaze was fixated on the huge pill furnace. The green flame was naturally the 10,000 beasts' flame. As for the gigantic cauldron, it was ranked 30th on the heavenly cauldron list, the Nihility cauldron. Since his rebirth, Ningyu had never seen the top 100 of the exotic flame list or the top 100 of the pill furnace list. Who would have thought that in just a few hours, he would see the 10,000 beasts' flame, as well as the Nihility pill furnace? "Come here!" Just as Ningyu was in a daze, the stumpy old man shouted. Swoosh! As the stumpy old man's voice rang out, the Nihility pill furnace shrank and landed on the stumpy old man's right palm. Nihility pill furnace, purple gold sky devouring hound, large amounts of medicinal ingredients. The stumpy old man gently stroked the Nihility pill furnace and said, "As long as I can obtain the real 10,000 beasts' flame, I can refine an extremely overbearing elixir. Kid, I just said that if you help me obtain the 10,000 beasts' flame, I will give you the derivative outside." The corners of the stumpy old man's mouth curled up. "Now your chance is here." "What chance?" Ningyu asked calmly. To be honest, even if the stumpy old man did not emit any yuan qi, Ningyu would not have dared to attack him. Because Ningyu could not find any flaws in the stumpy old man. An alchemist without any fluctuation of true qi actually had no flaws on his body, which was enough to show how terrifying he was. A good chance. The stumpy old man dragged the Nihility pill furnace with his right hand and threw it. Swoosh! The Nihility pill furnace turned into a blur and shot straight at the 10,000 beasts' flame. Roar! When the Nihility pill furnace collided with the 10,000 beasts' flame, an earth-shattering roar came from within. Roar, roar, roar. After the first roar, a second, a third, several roars rang out in unison. For a moment, the entire palace shook from the roars. The roars did not affect the stumpy old man. On the contrary, he was overjoyed and said to Ningyu, "Go and retrieve the 10,000 beasts' flame core from within the 10,000 beasts' flame." There was only one way to completely control the 10,000 beasts' flame, and that was to swallow the 10,000 beasts' flame core. Whoever swallowed the 10,000 beasts flame core would be able to control the 10,000 beasts flame. Alright. Ningyu did not care about the consequences. He leaped into the air and dashed toward the 10,000 beasts flame. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Ningyu must seize it. I must swallow the 10,000 beasts flame core. Although he did not know why the stumpy old man would ask him to retrieve the 10,000 beasts flame core, Ningyu could not care less at this point in time. Swallow the 10,000 beasts flame core and control the 10,000 beasts flame. Once he gained control of the 10,000 beasts flame, he would stand a good chance of contending against the stumpy old man. From the way the stumpy old man threw the nihility pill furnace, Ningyu could roughly estimate the old man's battle prowess. Powerful. Extremely powerful. It was not that the stumpy old man did not have any yuan qi in his body, but it was sealed. Relying on the strength of his 9th-grade soul force, the stumpy old man's mastery of soul attack spells had already reached the pinnacle. Ningyu speculated that if he wanted to defeat the stumpy old man, he would have to cultivate the netherworld samsara palm to the 10th form. This method was obviously not feasible. Roar. At this moment, Ningyu had already arrived in front of the 10,000 beasts flame. A giant beast formed from flames roared and attacked Ningyu. Slash! With the red demon sword in hand, Ningyu slashed down from the sky. With one slash, the giant beast formed from flames was split into two, and Ningyu desperately tried to enter the 10,000 beasts flame. Roar! 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 The 10,000 beasts flame had a strong sense of self-preservation. How could it tolerate a mere third-grade human supreme behaving atrociously in front of it? Another 3 giant beasts formed from flames rushed out and engaged in a fierce battle with Ningyu. Comparatively speaking, these 3 giant beasts were much stronger. After a full 3 minutes, Ningyu finally defeated all of them. Kid, hurry up and enter the 10,000 beasts flame and retrieve the 10,000 beasts flame core. Otherwise, I will kill this purple gold sky devouring hound. The stumpy old man started to panic and started to threaten Ningyu with the Dark Emperor. Originally, the stumpy old man thought that Ningyu was just an ordinary third-grade human supreme, and his strength could not be that strong. But now, the stumpy old man changed his mind. Ningyu was too strong. Ningyu's strength was not a good thing for the stumpy old man. When he retrieves the 10,000 beasts flame core, I will kill him. The stumpy old man did not want to complicate matters. If not for the fact that he could not enter the 10,000 beasts flame, Ningyu would have been killed along the way, and would not have survived until now. Chapter 12:29. Suppress, devour the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts and control the flames of 10,000 beasts. Using the purple gold sky devouring hound as the main ingredient and the emptiness cauldron as the foundation, you can refine the required elixir. The short and fat old man was extremely excited. Things were developing in a direction that he could control. The stout old man was not afraid of Ningyu swallowing the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart, because if an ordinary martial artist swallowed the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart, there would only be one result, and that was exploding and dying. In order to devour the myriad beasts' flaming heart, one must fulfill 2 conditions. First, one's soul force must be very strong. Second, the myriad beasts' flaming pill. Devouring the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart, no matter how strong one's soul energy was, without the assistance of the 10,000 beasts' flaming pill, whoever devoured the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart would be finished. Therefore, the short and stout elder was very confident in Ningyu. The 10,000 beasts' flame pill was a grade 9 medicinal pill. He had spent a lot of effort to get his hands on it. It was impossible for Ningyu to have the 10,000 beasts flame pill. Get lost. In fact, Ningyu would have sped up even without the short and stout old man's urging. The myriad beast flame was ranked 30th on the mystic flame list. Not only could it increase the speed and success rate of pill concoction, it could also be used against enemies. According to Ningyu's guess, if he could control the myriad beasts' flame, he could even confront and kill an initial phase 9th grade sovereign. Chi. The red demon sword slashed at the bodies of the gigantic beasts, blasting away the dozens of gigantic beasts in front of the 1,000 beasts' flame. As for Ningyu, he tore through the void and dived into the 10,000 beasts' flame. As soon as he entered the 10,000 beasts' flame, Ningyu's face turned deathly pale. Hot. The 10,000 beasts' flame was ranked 30th on the Mystic Flame list. The temperature inside it was frighteningly high. Even if Ningyu used all his essence chi, he was unable to withstand the scorching impact. 3 minutes. Ningyu knew his body's condition very well. Even if he gave it his all, he could only last 3 minutes inside the 10,000 beasts' flame. In other words, he would have to leave the 10,000 beasts' flame in 3 minutes. If you don't leave, you'll be roasted. Where is the blazing heart of all beasts? Ningyu exerted a little of his perception and walked forward step by step. At this time, it might not be appropriate to describe Ningyu as walking. Moving was the most appropriate word to describe Ningyu. Ningyu's speed was very slow, so slow that it was terrifying. He was no different from a snail. Time was ticking away. In the blink of an eye, a minute passed. Bean-sized beads of sweat dripped from Ningyu's forehead. Chi. Before his sweat could fall, it was evaporated by the scorching heat. Is the blazing heart of all beasts not inside? Ningyu used his perception to probe the interior of the 10,000 beasts' flame with great difficulty. After a while, a thought suddenly popped into his mind. The 10,000 beasts' flaming core was the main flame of the 10,000 beasts' flame. Its core temperature was terrifyingly high. Right now, the temperature inside the 10,000 beast flame was surprisingly uniform. There was no place that was hot or cold. Old man, there's no blazing heart of all beasts here. Ningyu asked if he didn't understand. He didn't want to waste his time here. Shouting, Ningyu said, I'll give you 3 seconds to think. Otherwise, I'll leave the 10,000 beasts flame immediately. There's no blazing heart of all beasts? The old man was slightly taken aback. Then, his face turned ugly. I've been tricked. The old man was furious. He had learned about the 10,000 beasts flame in this palace from a sheepskin scroll. He had found the sheepskin scroll in one of the caves. The sheepskin scroll was obviously old. There was no reason for someone to play a prank on it. What's going on? The short and fat old man glared at him anxiously. If there was no blazing heart of all beasts inside the 10,000 beasts flame, then his plan today would be for naught. Search again. The 10,000 beasts flame must be inside. I can guarantee it, the short and stout old man said in a deep voice. You can release your soul power and carefully examine it. My soul power is too weak. It's only early stage grade 8. I'm afraid it will burn me, Ningyu replied. Ningyu wouldn't use his soul power. Given the current situation, he couldn't even use his perception, let alone his soul power. If you don't use your soul power to search, I'll kill this black dog right now. The old man was smart. He used the Dark Emperor to threaten Ningyu. Swoosh. Helpless, Ningyu could only use his soul power to search carefully. Sure enough, just as Ningyu expected, when his soul force left his body, it began to rapidly weaken. The 10,000 beasts flame had a terrifying effect on souls. Found it. When the second minute passed, Ningyu's face was filled with ecstasy. Not far in front of him, a fist-sized golden flame floated in the air. The 10,000 beasts flame was green. The 10,000 beasts flame core was gold. What's going on? Did you find the 10,000 beasts flame core? Inside the hall, the old man kept an eye on Ningyu's movements. As his soul power was unusually strong, the old man could see Ningyu suddenly stop. I don't know if this is the 10,000 beasts flame core, Ningyu said calmly. What color is it? The old man asked hurriedly. Gold. Ningyu said, the size of a fist. It is the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core. The old man was ecstatic. Quick, take it out. I want to devour it. The old man was excited. With the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core, he could control the 10,000 Beasts Flame. As long as he could control the 10,000 Beasts Flame, he could use the Nihility Pill Furnace to refine elixirs. Thinking of this, the short and fat old man was a little excited, revealing an excited expression. Are you kidding me? Ningyu said, the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core's temperature is frightening. How do I take it out? That's a problem. The old man fell into deep thought. Ningyu did not have the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core. There was no way he could get close to the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core. Under this premise, Ningyu could not bring the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core out. He had been too careless. After a moment the old man said, how about this? I will throw the Nihility Cauldron into the 10,000 Beasts Flame. You use the Nihility Cauldron to store the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core. No problem. Ningyu raised an eyebrow. Go. The old man flicked his wrist and threw the Nihility Cauldron. The Nihility Cauldron was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it arrived inside the 10,000 Beasts Flame. Devour. Inside the 10,000 Beasts Flame, Ningyu made a crazy move. He released all of his Yuan Qi and soul power, wrapping them around the flaming heart of 10,000 beasts and swallowing it. Poochie. As soon as the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core entered Ningyu's mouth, Ningyu vomited a mouthful of blood. Suppress. At this critical moment, Ningyu began to communicate with the law of space. The law of space had a special ability. It could isolate space. Ningyu wanted to use the law of space to isolate the 10,000 Beasts Flame Core. Chapter 1230. Attempt to control Rumble. The law of space did not disappoint Ningyu. In Ningyu's sea of consciousness, the law of space isolated a small area, and the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart was inside. Phew! Ningyu heaved a sigh of relief when he saw the law of space trapping the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart. Ningyu knew that this was not the right time to study the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart. He spat out another mouthful of blood and said anxiously, "Hurry up, I can't hold on any longer." The reason why Ningyu said this was to dispel the concerns in the short and stout old man's heart. After all, his previous actions had almost been discovered by the old man, and he needed to divert the old man's attention. Hold on for 3 more seconds. Ningyu's decision proved to be a wise one. The old man's attention was completely attracted. Terrifying soul fluctuations rushed out of his body and pushed the elixir cauldron into the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart. Quick, throw the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart into the cauldron. The old man shouted, his eyes burning. I'll give you a fake 10,000 beasts' flaming heart. The corners of Ningyu's mouth curled up. He grabbed a ball of flame and used a secret technique to turn it golden. Then, Ningyu threw the fake 10,000 beasts' flaming heart into the elixir cauldron. In order to convince the old man, Ningyu even burned his right hand, making it look like he had suffered a serious injury. Chi. As soon as Ningyu threw the fake 10,000 beasts' flaming heart into the cauldron shot out of the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart. Swoosh. Ningyu did not dare to be slow. He followed the elixir cauldron out of the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart. After coming out of the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart, Ningyu looked relieved. I'm finally out. The temperature inside the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart was too high. Ningyu could imagine that if he stayed for another 3 minutes, no, 1 minute, he would turn into a puddle of water. Fortunately, I have the Nihility Pill Furnace. At this moment, Ningyu even began to thank the Nothingness Pill Furnace. Without the Nihility Pill Furnace, the short and stout old man would never allow him to leave the 10,000 beasts' flame. The temperature inside the 10,000 beasts' flame was extremely high. If they stayed any longer, they would be roasted alive. Ha ha ha! Beside him, the short and stout old man grabbed the nothingness pill furnace, his face filled with ecstasy. Blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. After much effort, he finally obtained the 10,000 beasts flaming heart. I have the 10,000 beast flame, Dan. I will swallow the 10,000 beast flame heart now. The short and fat old man did not want to wait any longer. He desperately wanted to devour the 10,000 beasts flame heart and control the 10,000 beasts flame. As long as he could control the 10,000 beasts flame, he would be able to refine pills. At the thought of using the purple gold heaven-devouring hound to refine pills, the short and fat elder became very excited. Oh right. Suddenly, the short and fat old man calmed down. He turned to Ningyu and said, "Your mission is complete." Mission completed? What do you mean? Ningyu was slightly taken aback and asked doubtfully. It's simple. You can die now. The short and fat old man said lightly. You want to kill me after I'm done with the grinding? Ningyu's face darkened and he said angrily, I did not hesitate to burn my life force to help you obtain the 10,000 beasts flame heart. Not only did you not give me any benefits, you even want to kill me. This is a world where the strong prey on the weak. You are weak, so it's only natural for me to kill you. With a faint smile, the short and fat old man continued, if I was weaker than you, the one who would be killed would definitely be me. Can we discuss this? For example, you can refine pills, and I can be your assistant. Ningyu quickly calmed down and said, a grade 9 pill was extremely difficult to refine. Even if the short and fat old man had the nothingness pill furnace and could control the 10,000 beasts flame, he definitely did not have absolute confidence in refining a grade 9 pill. Ningyu began to recommend himself and said, I am an 8th grade early stage alchemist. My soul strength is only 1 grade lower than yours. I can help you refine some of the herbs. You should know that a grade 9 pill is very difficult to refine. Without help, it will be difficult for you to refine it. Ningyu began to try to persuade the short and fat old man step by step. Now that you mention it, it seems to be the case. Ningyu's words had a certain effect. After a moment of silence, the short and fat old man said, I will spare your life for now. If you can help me refine a grade 9 pill, not only will I not kill you, but I will also accept you as my disciple. No problem, I will definitely do my best. Ningyu felt as if he had been granted amnesty and hurriedly said, Alright, go and rest first. If there is a need, I will call you. Waving his hand, the short and fat old man then separated a bit of soul strength into the nothingness pill furnace and took out the golden flame that Ningyu had thrown in. Blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. The short and fat old man's face turned pale. He immediately sat cross-legged on the ground. Strands of yuan qi flowed down his arm and into the nothingness pill furnace. Come out. The yuan qi moved back and forth in the nothingness pill furnace and soon found the location of the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. Swish! As the short and fat old man shouted, the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts flew out of the nothingness pill furnace and floated above the short and fat old man's head. Crack! In order to refine the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts, the short and fat old man directly took out the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts and threw it into his mouth to chew. The blazing heart of 10,000 beasts was specially refined to devour the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. Its effect was a bit simple. It could only assist in devouring the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts and did not have any substantial effect. The pill shattered, and a powerful energy wave shuttled back and forth in the short and fat old man's sea of consciousness. Quick, try to speed up. When you devour the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts, it will be the time of your death. Ningyu did not follow the short and fat old man's intention to rest. After all, he was not injured in the first place. He was only pretending to be injured to stay. Now that he had stayed, it would be too unreasonable to continue pretending. Swallow it! The short and fat old man did not know what Ningyu was thinking. After refining the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts, he opened his mouth and swallowed the fake blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. Swallowing the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. Even though Ningyu was prepared, he was still shocked. Gulp. After swallowing the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts, the short and fat old man's stomach grumbled, as if it was still not full. I will need about half an hour to completely refine the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. The short and fat old man was very satisfied. The blazing heart of 10,000 beasts was said to be miraculous in the outside world. Originally, the short and fat old man thought that he would need at least 3 to 4 hours to refine the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. Who would have thought that he could refine it in half an hour? Wasn't it said that the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts was extremely difficult to refine? Why was he able to refine the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts in half an hour? Maybe the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts is very effective. This was the only explanation that made sense. Otherwise, with his strength, there was no way he could refine the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts so quickly. You'll cry later. Chapter 12:31. Chapter 12:31. Chapter 12:31 Success. What the short old man was refining was not the real myriad beast flaming heart, but a fake. The real myriad beast flaming heart was in Ningyu's sea of consciousness. I have to refine the myriad beast flaming heart. Ningyu knew the severity of the problem. He had to refine the myriad beast flaming heart before the short old man. Only then would he be able to fight the short old man head-on. The short old man's martial strength was trash. As long as he could suppress his soul power, he could kill him. Although Ningyu was desperate to refine the myriad beast flaming heart, he was not reckless. The temperature of the myriad beast flaming heart was terrifyingly high. Without any precautions, it was very difficult to refine it. Go! Ningyu gathered his soul power in his sea of consciousness and separated a bit of it to touch the myriad beast flaming heart. Chi-chi. As soon as Ningyu's soul power approached the myriad beast flaming heart, it was melted by the scorching heat. This won't work. Ningyu fell into deep thought. It was obviously unrealistic to seek a breakthrough through soul power. Furthermore, Yuan Qi could not approach the myriad beast flaming heart. Under this premise, refining the myriad beast flaming heart was indeed more difficult than ascending to the heavens. What should I do? Seeing the short old man's progress getting faster, Ningyu's worry grew. Time waited for no man. He could not delay any longer. Spirit transformation technique. At the critical moment, Ningyu executed the spirit transformation technique to the extreme and told the space law to release the myriad beast flaming heart. Chi-chi-chi. The space law did not hesitate and directly released the myriad beast flaming heart. However, after the space law released the myriad beast flaming heart, it immediately entered the storage ring. Clearly, even the space law was a little wary of the myriad beast flaming heart and did not want to stay here. I must refine the myriad beast flaming heart today. Ningyu's mind was completely focused. At this moment, there was only one thought in his mind, and that was to refine the myriad beast flaming heart as soon as possible. Ningyu did not want to pay attention to other things, nor could he. Something's not right. While Ningyu was refining the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart with all his might, the stocky old man inside the palace revealed a suspicious expression. As a ninth-grade alchemist, the stumpy old man was no fool. His initial excitement dissipated, and his expression became very solemn. The short and stout old man began to doubt the authenticity of the flaming heart of 10,000 beasts. In just 10 minutes, he could feel that he had refined half of the blazing heart of all beasts. At this rate, he would need at most 20 minutes to completely refine the blazing heart of 10,000 beasts. Refining the 10,000 beasts' flaming heart in 20 minutes, anyone would be suspicious. Could it be that the 10,000 beasts flaming heart Ningyu gave me was fake? Is he really refining it himself? As soon as this thought popped up in his mind, the short and stout old man eliminated it. Ignoring the high temperature of the 10,000 beasts flaming heart, just the lack of the 10,000 beasts flaming pill was enough to eliminate Ningyu. Refining the myriad beasts flaming heart without swallowing the myriad beasts flaming pill? It was no different from courting death. Whatever. Let's refine the heart of myriad beasts first. Shaking his head, the short and stout elder focused his mind and began to refine the flaming heart of all beasts wholeheartedly. For a moment, the entire palace became somewhat quiet. The Dark Emperor was lying on the side, his aura weak and his consciousness blurry. The stout old man was refining the myriad beasts' flaming heart on the left, while Ningyu was refining the myriad beasts' flaming heart on the right. The only difference was that Ningyu had refined the real 10,000 beasts' flaming heart, while the old man had refined a fake one. Drip, drip. Time was ticking away. Gotcha. 10 minutes later. A crisp voice rang out from the short and stout old man's sea of consciousness. Whoosh. As the voice rang out, the short and fat old man suddenly opened his eyes and soared into the air. 10,000 beasts flame, come here quickly. The stocky old man flew in front of the myriad beasts flame and said in a deep voice. The myriad beasts flame did not move. Come here. The short and stout old man berated. The myriad beasts flame remained motionless. Damn it. Looks like I need to use my soul force to establish a connection with the myriad beasts flame. Cursing inwardly, the short and fat old man separated a portion of his soul force and sent it flying towards the myriad beasts flame. Chi. The result was beyond the short and fat old man's expectations. The moment his soul force got close to the myriad beasts flame, it was swallowed by it. After his soul force was swallowed, the short and fat old man's expression was extremely ugly and gloomy. Fresh blood spurted out of his mouth as he shouted, "Who the F***ck can tell me what's going on?" The short and fat old man cursed inwardly. He had thought that everything was going according to his plan, but who would have thought that there would be a mishap? Phew! At the same time, on the other side, Ningyu heaved a long sigh of relief. Excitement could be seen on his face. "Let me tell you what's going on," Ningyu said to the short and fat old man. "There are a total of 2 10,000 beasts flame hearts. You refined one and I refined the other." 2 10,000 beasts flame hearts? Are you F***king kidding me? The short and fat old man looked at Ningyu as if he was looking at an idiot. No one knew the 10,000 beasts flame better than the short and fat old man. When he first found the 10,000 beasts flame, the short and fat old man used all his connections to investigate it. In the end, he came to the conclusion that there was only one 10,000 beasts flame heart. Now, Ningyu said that there were 2 10,000 beasts flame hearts. Was he taking him for an idiot? Why would I joke with you? There are 2 10,000 beasts flame hearts to begin with. The one you talked about is the younger one, and the one I refined is the older one. Ningyu shrugged. What the F***ck? Can you be more reasonable with your words? The short and fat old man cursed. Believe it or not, it's up to you. As long as I am not willing, you have no way of controlling the 10,000 beasts flame heart. Ningyu said again. Humph. I don't believe it. With a cold snort, the short and fat old man sent another portion of his soul force towards the 10,000 beasts flame. Without a doubt, this portion of soul force was also devoured. Try to control the 10,000 beasts flame again. This time, it will definitely listen to you. Ningyu said. Come here. The short and fat old man was a little suspicious. He stretched out his right hand and waved at the 10,000 beasts flame. Swoosh. Sure enough, the 10,000 beasts flame flew out at an astonishing speed and arrived in front of the short and fat old man in the blink of an eye. How is this possible? The 10,000 Beasts Flame's face was filled with shock. Wasn't this too terrifying? If what Ningyu said was true, didn't it mean that the 10,000 Beasts Flame was now under Ningyu's control? Thinking of this, the short and fat old man's face turned ugly. Do you believe me now? Ningyu's voice sounded at the right time. So what if I believe you? So what if I don't believe you? The short and fat old man scolded. Do you think you are my opponent just because you can control the 10,000 Beast Flame? I have to say you are too naive. You are a martial arts idiot. Why can't I be your opponent? Ningyu curled his lips and said disdainfully, although your soul force is strong, I have the help of the 10,000 Beasts Flame. It can firmly suppress your soul force. Chapter 1232. Chapter 1232. An agreement. What can I use to fight you? Ah! The short old man laughed. His laughter was a little arrogant and unbridled. After laughing maniacally, the short and stout old man said coldly, You might have forgotten something important. This palace is my territory. If I wanted to kill you, it would be as easy as blowing off dust. Is that so? I would like to see it for myself. With the 10,000 Beasts Flame in hand, Ningyu was fearless. The short old man did not answer Ningyu. Instead, he waved his hands. As the short old man waved his hands, the ground suddenly caved in. Swish! Not long after, a huge object slowly rose from the ground. A puppet? Looking at the huge object that suddenly appeared, Ningyu's mouth was slightly agape. He was a little shocked. This was because the puppet was too big. It occupied 8 out of 10 parts of the palace, leaving the remaining 2 parts for Ningyu and the short old man. Swish! Not long after the puppet appeared, the short and stout old man leaped up and sat on the puppet's shoulder. Crush him! The short old man was enraged. Ningyu had caused him to lose a 10,000 Beasts Flame pill. He had to take revenge for this. There was only one way, and that was to crush Ningyu and extract the 10,000 Beasts Flame heart from Ningyu's body. As long as he extracted the 10,000 Beasts Flame heart from Ningyu's body and combined it with the 10,000 Beasts Flame pill, he still had hope of controlling the 10,000 Beasts Flame pill. The huge puppet immediately swung its right arm at Ningyu after receiving the order from the short old man. Ningyu's heart skipped a beat and he hurriedly retreated. Boom! Ningyu dodged the puppet's attack, but the wall behind him was not so lucky. The wall collapsed, and rubble scattered all over the ground. Not bad. The short old man's lips curled up. Increase your attack speed. Boom! Boom! The puppet's thoughts were simple. It would do whatever the short old man told it to do. His priority now was to kill Ningyu. His arms rotated back and forth, and even his legs stomped left and right, striving to crush Ningyu. Ningyu jumped back and forth in the palace and was almost hit by the arm of the puppet several times. Even though he had been hiding all this while, it wasn't like he hadn't gained anything. At the very least, when Ningyu approached the Dark Emperor, he put the Dark Emperor into his storage ring. After confirming that the Dark Emperor's life was not in danger, Ningyu could properly fight with the short and fat old man. I didn't think that you would possess a magic treasure capable of storing people. Very well. This will be able to compensate for the loss of my myriad beasts flame pill. The stocky old man was very pleased to see Ningyu store the Dark Emperor into his storage ring. A magic treasure that could carry a person was extremely rare. Even he only had one. No one would dislike having too many of these treasures. At the very least, they could slightly make up for the loss of the 10,000 beasts flame pill. This was the most important thing. After taking care of the Dark Emperor, Ningyu took out the red demon sword and slashed at the puppet's arm. Ding! Dreams were plentiful, but reality was always too harsh. Even though the red demon sword was of high quality, it could not cause the slightest bit of damage to the puppet. This flying sword of yours is not bad either. It's of high quality. I'll reluctantly accept it. Sitting on the shoulder of the puppet, the stocky old man said proudly, "If you want my red demon sword and my storage ring, we'll have to see if you have the ability to do so," Ningyu said solemnly. Ningyu had already planned to exchange 3 more blows with the puppet. After that, if he still could not cause any damage to the puppet, he would immediately retreat. Where there's life, there's hope. Ha ha ha! The stocky old man laughed again. As his laughter faded, the stocky old man said disdainfully, "To tell you the truth, this puppet's material is extremely special. Even if you use a high-grade monarch flying sword, you won't be able to break through its defense. Don't be too smug. I can use the flame of 10,000 beasts." With a thought, Ningyu began to control the flame of 10,000 beasts to deal with the puppet. Swoosh! The first move, the flame of 10,000 beasts rushed out, targeting the puppet. Bang! A sound rang out, and the flame of 10,000 beasts rebounded. On the other hand, the entire arm of the puppet was charred black. So powerful? Ningyu was a little dumbfounded. The material of this puppet was too terrifying, wasn't it? It was fine if the red demon sword could not break through its defense, but now, even the flame of 10,000 beasts could not break through its defense. It was a little terrifying. Go! Ningyu was not an indecisive person. After the first move, he did not want to use the second or third move at all. Instead, his figure flashed, and he fled out of the palace. "Where are you going?" Seeing that Ningyu had left, the stocky old man patted the puppet's shoulder. Suddenly, the huge puppet burst out, its speed no slower than Ningyu's. This was a little awkward. You could not break through the material of the puppet, and you were not as fast as the puppet. How could you escape? "I can't go on like this." Seeing that the puppet was about to catch up to him, Ningyu stopped at the entrance of the palace and shouted, "Stocky old man, if you dare to kill me, I will throw the flame of 10,000 beasts out even if I am seriously injured. Throw it, there's nothing else within a few miles." "What?" Initially, the stocky old man's expression did not change, but halfway through his sentence, he stopped abruptly and exclaimed, "Oh my God!" Not only was the stocky old man surprised, but even Ningyu cursed. "Hide your aura." At that moment, Ningyu and the stocky old man seemed to have reached a consensus, and they both hid their auras. Whoosh! At the same time, above the palace where Ningyu and the stocky old man were, 2 figures suddenly stopped. What's going on? Why is the stocky old man's aura gone? These 2 martial artists were not strangers. One was Debo from the Emperor Palace, and the other was the Evil Dragon Valley Master from the Evil Dragon Valley. Debo used his senses and said, "Not only is the stocky old man's aura gone, but even Ningyu's aura is gone. Their auras did disappear from here." The Evil Dragon Valley Master narrowed his eyes and said, "Let's split up and search for them. With this place as the center, we'll search the area within a few dozen miles." "No problem." Nodding his head, Debo stomped his feet on the ground, and his body instantly disappeared. "I hope when we find them, the elixirs have just been refined." The corner of the Evil Dragon Valley Master's mouth curled up, and his body gradually became illusory. Whoosh! Whoosh! Inside the underground palace, the stocky old man and Ningyu looked at each other and saw the shock in each other's eyes. It was too dangerous. If the Evil Dragon Valley Master and Debo knew they were here, the consequences would be unimaginable. The stocky old man was afraid, and so was Ningyu. At that moment, the palace became quiet. Ningyu and the stocky old man did not speak, nor did they continue to fight. They were afraid that the Evil Dragon Valley Master and Debo had not gone far. If they fought now, they would undoubtedly be courting death. "Why don't we lay low for a while?" Chapter 1233. Chapter 1233. Chapter 1233. Testing each other. After Ningyu and the short old man finished speaking, they did not speak anymore. For a moment, the noisy palace became quiet again. "Ningyu, why don't we make a deal?" This silence only lasted for 2 minutes before it was broken by the short and fat old man's voice. After sorting out his thoughts, the short and fat old man said in a deep voice, "Give me the 10,000 beasts flame to control. I want to refine the pill as soon as possible." "What pill do you want to refine?" Ningyu did not reject the short and fat old man immediately, but asked doubtfully. "Heaven-swallowing overlord pill," the short and fat old man said with a shocking tone. "What? Heaven-swallowing overlord pill?" Hearing the words of the short and fat old man, Ningyu's originally indifferent face instantly became extremely gloomy. Ningyu was a peak 9th grade alchemist in his previous life, so he knew more about the heaven-swallowing overlord pill than anyone else. The heaven-swallowing overlord pill, as the name suggested, was an extremely overbearing pill. If it was only like this, Ningyu would not be shocked, and would even lend the 10,000 beasts flame heart to the short and fat old man. The reason why Ningyu was angry was because the main ingredient of the heaven-swallowing overlord pill was the heaven-swallowing dog. It could be said that without the heaven-swallowing dog, the heaven-swallowing overlord pill could not be refined. That's right, it's the heaven-swallowing overlord pill, so in addition to the 10,000 beasts flame, I also need that heaven-swallowing dog. The short and fat old man did not notice the change in Ningyu's expression and continued to speak. "With my alchemy level, I should be able to refine 10 pills in one furnace. At that time, I'll give you 2. No, I'll give you 3 heaven-swallowing overlord pills. How about it? Kaka." Ningyu gritted his teeth in anger. This was going too far. The short and fat old man was really going too far. Didn't he know that the Dark Emperor had a good relationship with him? He actually said such words in front of him. "Aunt can tolerate it, uncle can't." Looks like a battle is inevitable. Trying his best to restrain the anger in his heart, Ningyu looked at the short and fat old man with interest and said. The short and stout old man was confused. Wasn't it just a heaven-devouring dog? One had to know that in order to swallow the Heaven Overlord pill, he could even betray his own brother. If you think that the Heaven-swallowing Overlord pill is too little, I can add another one. 4 Heaven-swallowing Overlord pills. This is the bottom line I can accept. No. The short and stout elder frowned slightly, as if he had made a big concession. However, as soon as the short and stout old man finished speaking, his expression changed drastically, and he hurriedly controlled the puppet to fight with Ningyu. Gotcha! This time, the giant puppet was half a beat slower. With the red demon sword in hand, Ningyu arrived at the puppet's feet in the blink of an eye. With a slash, he chopped off one of the puppet's toes. What a freak! With one successful move, Ningyu immediately retreated. Ningyu's original intention was to chop off the puppet's ankle. However, Ningyu changed his strategy at the last moment when he thought of how terrifying the puppet was. He used the red demon sword to slash at the puppet's toe. Fortunately, Ningyu changed his strategy at the last moment. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be able to touch the puppet's toe. Let's discuss this. Seeing that one of the puppet's toes had been chopped off, the short and stout old man was furious. Although he was angry, the short and stout old man still did not want to clash with Ningyu. At the very least, he could not clash with Ningyu before Bo and the evil Dragon Valley Master left the area. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. There's no room for discussion. I have no objections to you refining the Heaven-swallowing Overlord pill, but you can't use the Heaven-swallowing Hound as the main ingredient. Clearly, Ningyu did not want to clash with the short and stout old man either. Without the Heaven-swallowing Hound as the main ingredient, there's no way to refine the Heaven-swallowing Overlord pill. The short and stout old man was in a dilemma. Without the Heaven-swallowing Hound, he could indeed refine the Heaven-swallowing Overlord pill, but the effect would be much weaker. To be precise, it was no longer appropriate to name the pill without the Heaven-swallowing Hound as the Heaven-swallowing Overlord pill. Earth-swallowing Overlord pill. Without the heaven-swallowing hound, the final pill would be called the earth-swallowing overlord pill. And most importantly, even if he did not use the heaven-swallowing hound, he would have to use the hellhound as a replacement. Although the hellhound was not as precious as the heaven-swallowing hound, it was extremely difficult to obtain. I sense a trace of the hellhound's scent on you. If I'm not wrong, you should have a backup plan. Ningyu stared at the short and stout old man with interest, not concealing his inner thoughts at all. He said, "You know that it's very difficult to encounter the heaven-swallowing hound, so you prepared a hellhound in advance to replace it. If you have the heaven-swallowing hound, you will refine the heaven-swallowing overlord pill. If you don't have the heaven-swallowing hound, you will refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill. In short, you will definitely not be empty-handed. There's no room for negotiation." Ningyu's words shocked the short and stout old man. However, the short and stout old man did not want to give up. He continued, "I can increase the number of heaven-swallowing overlord pills to 5. Humph. Seems like you still don't understand. Since that's the case, we have nothing to say. I'd better leave as soon as possible." With a cold snort, Ningyu stomped on the ground with both feet and scurried out of the palace rapidly. Ningyu's goal was very clear: to leave the palace. Don't. I'm not refining the heaven-swallowing overlord pill anymore." Seeing Ningyu leave, the short and stout old man was a little dumbfounded and was finally moved. The short and stout old man was very clear about what kind of wicked thoughts Ningyu had. "Damn it! When I refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill, I'll show you." Cursing inwardly, the short and stout old man said, "Ningyu, I promise you that I won't refine the heaven-swallowing overlord pill anymore. I'll refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill instead." Swoosh! As he said that, the short and stout old man took out a storage bag from his chest and threw it on the ground. Boom! The storage bag shattered with a loud bang and a black demonic beast appeared from within. Hellhound! This black demonic beast was the hellhound. However, this hellhound was already dead, killed by a sword through its throat. "Can you let me control the 10,000 beasts' flame now?" the short and stout old man said. "Sure, but I have a small request." Ningyu hesitated. "Speak," the short and stout old man said through gritted teeth. "I can let you control my 10,000 beasts' flame for a short period of time, but you have to let me control your puppet for a short period of time." Ningyu said lightly. "No way." The short and stout old man refused without a second thought. What a joke! The puppet was his trump card, and could only be controlled by him. Once Ningyu took control of it, how was he going to survive? "If you don't let me control it, then forget it." Shrugging, Ningyu chose to close his eyes and rest. "You." The short and stout old man was furious. Ningyu's current state clearly showed that he did not want to let him control the 10,000 beasts' flame. Although the earth-swallowing overlord pill was much weaker than the heaven-swallowing overlord pill, without the 10,000 beasts' flame, it would still be difficult for the short and stout old man to refine it. In short, the 10,000 beasts' flame was the most important part of refining the earth-swallowing overlord pill. "Fine, I promise you, but I'm afraid you can't bear it." Chapter 1234. Fail. What's so difficult about that? Ningyu took a step forward and said proudly, "If you encounter any danger later, don't blame me for not warning you." The short and fat old man glanced at Ningyu in disdain, then his figure flashed and he retreated to the other side. "I'll stay away from the puppet, lest you blame me for playing tricks." Ningyu couldn't be bothered with the short and stout old man. Even if the short and fat old man retreated from the palace, he would definitely do something. However, this was the best opportunity to control the puppet, and Ningyu did not want to miss it. Taking a deep breath, a sliver of soul power shot out from Ningyu's body. Drawing a beautiful arc in the air, it entered the puppet's sea of knowledge. Hiss! Just as his soul force entered the puppet's sea of knowledge, Ning Yu's expression changed greatly and he sucked in a breath of cold air. He had underestimated the old man's ability. A puppet's sea of consciousness was very different from an ordinary martial artist. In other words, the puppet didn't have a sea of knowledge. In its head, there was a vortex, from which an endless stream of energy was gushing out. Xiao. At this moment, the situation suddenly changed. A terrifying devouring force shot out from the whirlpool. Its target was Ning Yu's soul force. Run! Ning Yu's heart shuddered, and he hurriedly tried to withdraw his soul power. If you withdraw your soul power now, it means that you've given up. The stumpy old man's voice rang out in a timely manner. Hearing the short and stout old man's words, Ning Yu gritted his teeth and chose to leave his soul power in the puppet's head. Chi. Ning Yu paid the price for his carelessness. The devouring power was simply too terrifying. In just an instant, it had devoured half of Ning Yu's soul force. Ah! The short and stout old man was very clear about the changes that had occurred in the puppet's head. Throwing his head back and letting out a wild laugh, the short and stout old man said to Ning Yu, "Give it up. After a while, the other half of your soul power will be devoured. It's just a strand of my soul power. It's no big deal." Ning Yu said indifferently as if he didn't mind at all. "Furthermore, my soul force has yet to be completely devoured, so it's still unknown who will win and who will lose." "Fine, I want to see how long you can last." The short and fat elder crossed his arms in front of his chest, exuding a strong sense of confidence. Drip, drip. Time was ticking away. In the blink of an eye, 30 seconds passed. In 30 seconds, the soul power that Ning Yu had sent into the puppet's mind had already been reduced by 3/4. At this rate, the remaining quarter of his soul power could only last for 10 seconds at most. There are only 10 seconds left. You can let me control the myriad beasts' flame. The short and fat old man reminded him. It's not time yet, Ning Yu said coldly. By now, Ning Yu had already given up on the plan of holding on for a minute. His soul force wouldn't be able to last even a minute. Not to mention a minute, as long as the short and stout old man was willing, he wouldn't even be able to last 30 seconds. Under this condition, he had to find a breakthrough. For example, trying to find the core of the puppet and send his soul power there. Without hesitation, Ning Yu hurriedly sent out an even weaker soul power to search the puppet's mind. There's a chance. Suddenly, Ning Yu raised his eyebrows, his face revealing a joyful expression. Found it. Behind the whirlpool, there was an extremely well-hidden space, and in that space there was a white ball of light. According to Ning Yu's guess, that white ball of light was the core of the puppet. Regardless of the consequences, Ning Yu forcefully sent his soul power into the white ball of light. Poochie! Just as Ning Yu sent his soul power into the white ball of light, the soul power on the other side was completely devoured by the whirlpool. Ning Yu also spat out a mouthful of blood, and his breath was slightly weakened. Sigh, what a pity! The short and fat old man walked over and sighed. 40 seconds. You only lasted for 40 seconds before your soul power was completely devoured. Unfortunately, you failed. You don't have to say it. On the surface, Ning Yu was very angry, but in fact, he was very excited. Because he could faintly feel that after his soul power entered the white ball of light, he could already establish a weak connection with the puppet. Ning Yu was enduring. As long as his soul power completely rooted in the white ball of light and stabilized its position, the short and fat old man's puppet would be under his control. Once he controlled the puppet, the short and fat old man would no longer have any room to fight back. As for now, Ning Yu only had one thought, and that was to try his best not to be discovered by the short and fat old man. Xiao! With a thought, the flame of 10,000 beasts flew out from Ning Yu's side and floated above the short and fat old man's head. I will leave the heart of 10,000 beasts to you for now. The time limit is 5 hours. According to Ning Yu's estimation, he should be able to control the puppet in 5 hours. Therefore, he set the time limit at 5 hours. What a joke! The short and fat old man was very angry and said, "The earth-swallowing overlord pill is extremely difficult to refine. Although I have the help of the flame of 10,000 beasts and the nihility pill furnace, I still can't refine it in 5 hours. 10 hours, you must let me control the flame of 10,000 beasts for 10 hours. Only then can I guarantee that I can refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill. Do you think I am a 3-year-old child? With the flame of 10,000 beasts and the nihility pill furnace, I can refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill in 5 hours." Ningyu said, "Stop with the nonsense. From now on, after 5 hours, I will take back the control of the flame of 10,000 beasts." Damn it! The short and fat old man was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. 5 hours was just enough to refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill. Ningyu was very clear about this. Originally, the short and fat old man wanted to spend 5 hours refining the earth-swallowing overlord pill, and the remaining 5 hours to study the flame of 10,000 beasts to see if he could take it from Ningyu. Now, it seemed that the time was far from enough. "I'll let you live a little longer." The short and fat old man fiercely glared at Ningyu and then took out a storage bag. At the same time, he rolled up the nihility pill furnace and threw it into the air. He controlled the flame of 10,000 beasts to float at the bottom of the nihility pill furnace. Boom! The terrifying temperature was constantly burning the nihility pill furnace. The temperature of the flame of 10,000 beasts was extremely high, and the endurance of the nihility pill furnace was also very terrifying. Ordinary pill furnaces simply could not withstand the burning of the flame of 10,000 beasts. Ordinary flames simply could not raise the temperature of the nihility pill furnace. Go! The short and fat old man took out a medicinal herb from the storage bag and threw it into the nihility pill furnace. Chi-chi! The temperature of the nihility pill furnace was already very high, so when the medicinal herb was thrown into the furnace, it immediately burned into a pool of liquid. "Come out!" the short and fat old man shouted in a low voice. His soul force flew out of his body and entered the nihility pill furnace. The impurities of the first medicinal herb were forced out of the nihility pill furnace by the short and fat old man's soul force. Chi-chi! In the next moment, the short and fat old man grabbed another medicinal herb and threw it into the furnace. There were many medicinal herbs needed to refine the earth-swallowing overlord pill. Therefore, the short and fat old man's action would not cause any changes in a short time. Chapter 12:35 Earth-swallowing overlord pill, 5 hours? Seeing the short and fat old man refining the earth-swallowing overlord pill, Ningyu's mind became active. In order to prevent the short and stout old man from suddenly going berserk, he had to make 2 preparations. In other words, he had to take control of the puppet as soon as possible while the short and fat old man was refining pills. Ningyu was not an indecisive person. He immediately sat down cross-legged and began to communicate with the soul force in the white ball of light in the puppet's mind. That wisp of soul force was extremely weak and could dissipate at any time. "I have to think of something." Ningyu was a little worried, but at the same time, he was looking forward to it. The material of the puppet was extremely special. Even the red demon sword and the flames of 10,000 beasts were unable to break through its defenses. From this, it could be seen that as long as he controlled the puppet, he would be able to fight the real evil Dragon Valley Master head-on. Therefore, Ningyu was determined to obtain this puppet. Law of space. Can I send my soul force into the puppet's mind without the short and stout old man noticing? Ningyu immediately thought of the law of space. Relying on himself, there was no way he could send his soul power into the puppet's head. Buzz. The law of space let out a buzzing sound, which meant that there was nothing he could do. Damn it! A sapling! Cursing under his breath, Ningyu began to communicate with the sapling. The sapling was the world tree. The spatial laws could not help it, but perhaps the sapling could. Walala! However, Ningyu was disappointed. The sapling swayed its body, and a few Xingyang pills fell from its body into its storage ring. Ningyu's face darkened. I looked for you to send my soul energy into the puppet's mind, not for you to give me Xingyang pills. Furthermore, with the short and fat old man around, there's no way I can use my Xingyang pills here. How troublesome! Ningyu felt that this was a thorny problem. Time continued to pass. With every passing minute, Ningyu became more worried. At this rate, Ningyu would not be able to control the puppet for 5 hours. Bang! On the other side, the short and stout old man seemed to have found something, and the speed at which he refined the engulfing overlord pill became faster and faster. The pudgy old man's speed of alchemy sped up, but Ningyu had no clue at all. In comparison, Ningyu was in a much more dangerous situation. Right now, Ningyu's only hope was for the stumpy old man to refine the earth-engulfing overlord pill and give him a few so that he could break through to the 4th-grade human sovereign realm. Of course, this hope was very slim. Even if the short and fat old man refined the earth-swallowing overlord pill, he would absolutely not share it with Ningyu. Dark Emperor, here are 3 Xingyang pills for you to consume. There was nothing he could do in the short term, so Ningyu decided not to think about it. Instead, he dived into his storage ring and brought the 3 Xingyang pills to the Dark Sovereign. The Dark Emperor opened his tired eyes and opened his mouth. He wanted to say something, but his entire body was powerless and he could not make a sound. Gotcha! Ningyu exerted some strength in his palm and crushed the Xingyang pill before tossing it into the Dark Emperor's mouth. Go! The moment he swallowed a Xingyang pill, the Dark Emperor's aura surged at a visible speed. Why didn't you come earlier? Hurry and give me the remaining Xingyang pills. The first sentence that the Dark Emperor said had Ningyu speechless. However, the Dark Emperor was in a critical period of recovery right now. Ningyu did not wish to waste his breath on him, and tossed the remaining 2 Xingyang pills over. Gotcha! Gotcha! The Dark Emperor's movements were extremely swift as he devoured the remaining 2 Xingyang pills in the blink of an eye. After consuming the 3 Xingyang pills, the Dark Emperor's aura gradually returned to normal. A blessing in disguise. This is truly a blessing in disguise this time around. The moment his aura returned, the Dark Emperor let out an ecstatic expression. Ningyu, prepare 10 more Xingyang pills for me. I only need 10 more Xingyang pills and I'll be able to improve further to the 4th-grade human sovereign realm. 10 Xingyang pills? Why don't you just go rob me? Ningyu rolled his eyes. He was only left with 3 Xingyang pills and he had given them all to the Dark Emperor. Apart from those 3 Xingyang pills, Ningyu had nothing else but a few yuan crystals on him. Ningyu, you must help me this time around. Once I advance to the 4th-grade human sovereign realm, my strength will experience a qualitative leap. The Dark Emperor's expression was solemn as he said, at that time, coupled with my talents as one of the 5 ultimates, I can even kill a 9th-grade human sovereign in an instant. You can kill a 9th-grade late-phase human sovereign in an instant after advancing to the 4th-grade human sovereign realm? Ningyu exclaimed. He had not expected the Dark Emperor to be that strong. If he had known, he would have squeezed out 10 Xingyang pills no matter what. How is that possible? The Dark Emperor exclaimed. What I mean is, as long as I advance to the 4th-grade human sovereign realm, I can kill a 9th-grade early-phase human sovereign in an instant, fight to a draw with a 9th-grade middle-phase human sovereign, or even kill them. I can even exchange a few blows with a 9th-grade late-phase human sovereign. I can't help you get 10 Xingyang pills right now. Rest here first. I'll think of a way to get you the earth-engulfing overlord pill in a few hours. With that, Ningyu retreated out of the storage ring, ignoring the Dark Emperor's howls. What? The moment Ningyu stepped out of the storage ring, His face was filled with shock. That was because Ningyu realized that the short and fat old man's earth-engulfing overlord pill was already at the final stage. In just an hour, the short and fat old man would be able to refine the earth-engulfing overlord pill. At the very most, only half an hour had passed. In other words, the short and fat old man would only need an hour and a half to refine the earth-engulfing overlord pill. I'll think of a way to divert the short and fat old man's attention. At the critical moment, Ningyu decided to take the risk. He declared loudly, "Short and fat old man, why are you so fast at refining the earth-engulfing overlord pill?" As Ningyu spoke, he revealed a surprised expression. "Fufu, that's considered slow." With a faint smile, the short and fat old man said, "Refining the earth-engulfing overlord pill in an hour and a half is not my limit." "It's not your limit?" Ningyu exclaimed. "Of course it's not my limit. To tell you the truth, I once refined a devouring overlord Dan in an hour, and the quality was even of high grade." The short and fat old man didn't even blink when he boasted. "You sure know how to boast," Ningyu thought to himself. However, on the surface, Ningyu revealed an envious expression. "If you can refine the earth-engulfing overlord pill within an hour, I'll acknowledge you as my master. Furthermore, I'll leave the Dark Emperor to you to deal with." "Are you serious?" The short and fat old man's eyes widened as he asked hurriedly. He didn't care if Ningyu acknowledged him as his master. What he cared about was the heaven-swallowing dog. As long as he could get the heaven-swallowing dog, he didn't mind having Ningyu as his disciple. "Really?" Ningyu revealed an ecstatic expression as he moved his feet, wanting to get closer to the short and fat old man. "Stop. There must be something fishy going on." The short and fat old man understood this logic. He extended his palm and said, "I'll refine the earth-engulfing overlord pill first. Come over when I'm done." The short and fat old man was also afraid that Ningyu would attack him at this time. Because most of his soul force was in the nothingness pill furnace, his current battle strength wasn't too strong. He could only fight to a draw with Ningyu. Good chance. Chapter 1236. The Stubby Old Man's Shock. The portion of soul energy that Ningyu had sent out was his main, core and most important soul energy in his body. In order to control the puppet, Ningyu had gone all out. Seeing that the stubby old man was about to refine the earth-engulfing overlord elixir, the consequences would be dire if Ningyu did not work hard to control the puppet. Swoosh! Under the guidance of the law of space, Ningyu's soul energy darted out from underground and arrived below the puppet in the blink of an eye. Coincidentally, the stubby old man's gaze landed on the puppet. Not good. The sudden change in events caused Ningyu's heart to go cold, and he cried out in his heart, "Shit!" The stubby old man's soul energy was at the 9th grade level. If he were to probe with all his might, he would be able to detect Sumo's soul energy easily. In the end, it was different from what Ningyu had guessed. I clearly sensed something approaching the puppet at a rapid speed. Why is there nothing? The stubby old man frowned slightly and looked at the puppet with a puzzled expression. Forget it. I'd better hurry up and refine the earth-engulfing overlord elixir. Ningyu shouldn't dare to touch the puppet. Thereafter, the stubby old man shook his head. Another hour. I'll be able to refine the earth-engulfing overlord elixir in an hour. Buzz buzz. The stubby old man retracted his gaze and focused on refining the earth-engulfing overlord elixir. Phew! As the stubby old man looked at the puppet, Ningyu was extremely nervous, afraid that the old man would notice something amiss. Fortunately, everything passed and the stubby old man did not discover anything. Letting out a long breath, Ningyu began to control his soul energy and approached the puppet's head slowly. Ningyu's nerves were tense the entire time. As long as the stubby old man had any reaction, he would stop immediately. Just like that, It took half an hour before Ning Yu's main soul energy entered the puppet's head. Swoosh. After the soul energy entered the puppet's head, Ning Yu's nerves eased a little. Ning Yu knew very well that now was not the time to relax. He controlled this wisp of soul power to enter the white ball of light and fuse it with the wisp of soul power from before. Rumble. Needless to say, the moment the two soul forces came into contact, they completely controlled the white ball of light. I see. After controlling the white orb, Ning Yu's face lit up. Ning Yu could clearly sense that he had established a connection with the puppet. Furthermore, there was another wisp of soul force in the puppet's mind. Without a doubt, that wisp of soul power belonged to the short and fat elder. The short and fat elder's soul power seems a bit weak. Ning Yu fell into deep thought. The short and stout old man's soul force was indeed very weak. According to Ning Yu's guess, if he used his full strength, he would be able to quickly dispose of the short and stout old man's soul force. Ning Yu did not intend to do so. The short and fat elder was refining the earth-engulfing overlord elixir, and the effects of the earth-engulfing overlord elixir were acceptable. At the very least, there was a chance for Ning Yu to advance to the 4th grade human supreme realm. Ning Yu was waiting for the short and fat elder to refine the earth-engulfing overlord elixir before he would dispose of the short and fat elder's soul force. Only a fool would not take advantage of the benefit. Ning Yu's goal was very clear. Squeeze. The short and fat elder did not know what Ning Yu was thinking. At this moment, the short and fat elder's face was extremely solemn as he stared at the hollow elixir furnace. After an hour of refining, the earth-engulfing overlord elixir had reached its most crucial moment. Pill formation. There were already 12 embryonic elixirs in the hollow elixir furnace. The short and fat elder was making his final effort. After the 12 embryonic elixirs were squeezed and forged, 10 elixirs would be completely refined. Drip, drip. The short and fat elder did not dare to be careless in the pill formation segment, because success or failure depended on a single thought. A single thought could turn one into a demon or an immortal. Time flowed by slowly. For the short and fat old man, the flow of time was simply too slow. Ever since the short and fat elder became a Tier 9 elixir refinement master, he had never felt that time was passing so slowly. In the short and stout old man's heart, half an hour felt as long as a year. Bang! Half an hour later, a dull sound came from the hollow elixir furnace. The short and fat elder then slapped the elixir furnace with his right hand. In an instant, the lid flew up and several black elixirs shot out from the elixir furnace. Swish, swish, swish. Looking carefully, there were a total of 10 elixirs. 10 earth-engulfing overlord elixirs. After an hour and a half of full effort, the short and fat elder did not disappoint and successfully refined 10 earth-engulfing overlord elixirs. After the 10 elixirs were successfully refined, the short and fat elder heaved a sigh of relief as he revealed an ecstatic expression. Although the earth-engulfing overlord elixir was not as effective as the heaven-engulfing overlord elixir, its effects were not weak either. With 10 earth-engulfing overlord elixirs, there was hope that the short and fat elder could unlock the seal in his body a little, allowing his cultivation to soar to the honorable realm very quickly. Kid, come here. The short and fat elder was in a great mood. He waved at Ning Yu and said, "Thanks to your 1,000 beast flame, I was able to refine the earth-engulfing overlord elixirs in such a short time." The first part of the short and fat elder's sentence was fine, but the second part made Ning Yu feel like cursing. "To repay you, I've decided to kill you and feed you to the dogs," the short and fat elder said calmly, as if he was talking about something unimportant. "You're not keeping your word." Ning Yu pretended to be angry, but at the same time, he pretended to be terrified. In order to appear more realistic, Ning Yu's whole body was trembling to the extreme. "Ha ha ha!" The short and fat elder burst out laughing and said, With the earth engulfing overlord elixirs, I'll soon be able to raise my cultivation to the honorable realm. When that happens, I'll be able to kill a piece of trash like you with a wave of my hand." Saying this, the short and fat elder flicked his wrist and tossed one of the earth engulfing overlord elixirs into his mouth. "Is that so?" Ningyu's terrified expression soon returned to normal. Ningyu raised his eyebrows and said calmly, "You promised me that I'll get 5 of the earth engulfing overlord elixirs after refining them. How dare you go back on your words?" "So what if I go back on my words?" The short and fat elder came to a stop and looked at Ningyu curiously. "Are you going to kill me, puppet?" The short and fat elder had lost his patience. He had decided to kill Ningyu now. He could sense that the auras of Bo and the evil Dragon Valley Master were getting further away. If he were to kill Ningyu now, the evil Dragon Valley Master would not be aware of it. What's going on? However, no matter how the short and fat elder yelled, the puppet remained motionless. The situation confused the short and fat elder. The puppet was his trump card. If the puppet could not move, he would not stand a chance against Ningyu. "Hee, let me tell you what's going on." With a smile, Ningyu said, "The puppet is tired, it might need to rest for some time." Chapter 12:37. To look pleased in secret, do you think I'm a 3-year-old kid? The short old man's expression was extremely ugly. He had a deep understanding of puppets. He had never encountered anything like sleeping or resting for a period of time before. It didn't make sense for the puppet to fall into a deep sleep after encountering Ningyu. "You must be the one behind it." The short and stout old man's face darkened completely. Ningyu was simply too despicable. Not only did he snatch away his myriad bestial flame, but he even wanted to snatch his puppet. In his rage, the short old man stomped on the ground and charged forward. Swish! Swish! The short old man's yuan qi was sealed, so his attacks were all soul attacks. 2 cold beams shot out from the short old man's eyes, attacking Ningyu from above and below. Go! Ningyu's face was emotionless as he faced the 2 soul forces that were charging at him. Swish! Following Ningyu's words, the myriad bestial flame darted out and blocked in front of Ningyu. Chi! Under the scorching heat of the myriad bestial flame, the short old man's 2 soul forces were instantly reduced to nothingness. Without the puppet and your soul force suppressed by the myriad bestial flame, how are you going to fight me now? Ningyu crossed his arms in front of his chest, appearing very calm. With the myriad bestial flame and the puppet under his control, Ningyu was fearless against the short old man. Go! The short old man was very astute. Where there's life, there's hope. He was leaving today so that he could kill his way back tomorrow. Without leaving behind any harsh words, the short old man grabbed the 10 earth-engulfing overlord pills and charged forward. Stop him and snatch the earth-engulfing overlord pills. With a thought, Ningyu began to control the puppet. Bang! The puppet stomped its right foot on the ground, and its massive body charged forward. Although the puppet was huge, its speed was simply too fast. It was so fast that the short and stout elder was struck before he could even react. The huge arm blasted the short and fat old man several feet away, and his body slammed heavily into the wall. Poochie! Spurting out a mouthful of blood, the short and stout old man gnashed his teeth in anger. He had really failed miserably today. If he had known that Ningyu had a way to control the puppet, he would not have refined the earth-swallowing overlord pill even if he was beaten to death. That's right. Earth-swallowing overlord pill. Thinking of this, the short and fat old man hurriedly took out the engulfing overlord pill. At this moment, the short and stout old man didn't care about anything else. He tossed the 10 engulfing overlord pills into his mouth. That's my elixir. How dare you use it? The short and fat old man's actions made Ningyu very angry. The 10,000 beasts' flame shot out in an instant. Just before the short and stout old man swallowed the pill, It hit the short and stout old man's wrist. Walala! 10 earth-engulfing overlord pills were scattered on the ground. Shio! With his quick reflexes, Ningyu disappeared in the blink of an eye. Soon, Ningyu revealed himself. However, there were 10 black elixirs in Ningyu's hands. After a series of twists and turns, all 10 earth-engulfing overlord pills were snatched away by Ningyu. Ningyu, hurry up and give me those elixirs. I can advance to the rank 4 human sovereign realm. The Dark Emperor seemed to have been paying attention to Ningyu. As soon as Ningyu got his hands on the 10 earth-engulfing overlord pills, he yelled, 10 is too much. I'll keep 2 for myself. Ningyu knew that the Dark Emperor was about to advance to the rank 4 human sovereign realm. With a flick of his wrist, he tossed 8 earth-engulfing overlord pills into his storage ring. As for the remaining 2 elixirs, Ningyu opened his mouth and swallowed them. Rumble! The earth-engulfing overlord pill was extremely potent. It rampaged within Ningyu's body, as though it was trying to break free. Suppress it! Ningyu controlled the puppets and myriad beast flames to lock onto the short and plump old man while circulating the spirit transformation technique to refine the earth-engulfing overlord pills. Under the circulation of the spirit transformation technique, the 2 earth-engulfing overlord pills did not last long before they completely quietened down. Ningyu was clear that it was impossible for him to refine the earth-engulfing overlord pills in a short period of time. At the very least, he would need half an hour. And Ningyu did not want to waste half an hour. That was because even if he completely refined the earth-engulfing overlord pills, Ningyu would not be able to advance to the rank 4 human sovereign realm. After suppressing the earth-engulfing overlord pills within his body, Ningyu slowly walked towards the short and plump old man. What are you trying to do? The short and plump old man said furiously, as though he was not afraid of power. Bang! Ningyu could not be bothered to talk nonsense with the short and plump old man. He first kicked the short and plump old man's chest, before grabbing the nihility pill furnace from the short and plump old man's body. The nihility pill furnace was ranked 30th on the heaven ranking of pill furnaces. One could imagine how important it was. That's my nihility pill furnace. The short and plump old man trembled with anger. Ningyu took away his earth-engulfing overlord pill, his myriad beast flames, his puppets and now, his nihility pill furnace. He had nothing. Apart from his body and his rank 9 spiritual soul force, the short and plump old man had nothing. No, it's my nihility pill furnace. Ningyu threw the nihility pill furnace into his storage ring and shrugged. I'll give you a chance to live. Show me all your spiritual soul force and let me devour it. You sure you want to devour my spiritual soul force? The short and plump old man seemed to have heard something unbelievable as he exclaimed. I'm sure, Ningyu said. Okay, I'll show you my spiritual soul force and let you devour it. The short and plump old man did not hesitate at all. With a thought, he showed all the rank 9 spiritual soul force in his body. Open your mind, I'll devour your spiritual soul force now. Ningyu opened his mouth and swallowed the short and plump old man's rank 9 spiritual soul force without saying a word. Gulp! After swallowing the rank 9 spiritual soul force, Ningyu even burped and made a very satisfied expression. Devour, you'll cry later. Seeing Ningyu devour his spiritual soul force, the short and plump old man was very excited. Ningyu's spiritual soul force was only early rank 8 spiritual soul force, while he was early rank 9 spiritual soul force. There was a big gap between the two. The short and plump old man did not believe that Ningyu could be so powerful that he could devour his spiritual soul force. Most importantly, the short and plump old man was very confident that Ningyu did not use the flame of myriad beasts. If you use the flame of myriad beasts, I might have some scruples. Now it seems that you're a complete hothead. The short and plump old man already knew what was going to happen next. 10 seconds, I only need 10 seconds to devour your spiritual soul force and control your body. Sapling, I'll leave this spiritual soul force to you. How could Ning Yu not know what the short and plump old man was thinking? However, with the help of the sapling, even if the short and plump old man's spiritual soul force had reached middle rank 9, Ning Yu would not be afraid. Swish! In the next moment, the sapling suddenly rushed out from the storage ring and floated above Ning Yu's head. Swish! Chapter 1238. Thank you for your soul force. I promise I won't waste any of it. With the help of the sapling, Ning Yu said confidently. You're welcome. I'm doing this to survive. It's what I should do. The old man replied politely to Ning Yu. After saying this, the short and stout old man fell silent and started to communicate with the soul force in Ning Yu's sea of consciousness. Pfft. However, just as the old man tried to control his soul force, he realized he had lost contact with it. After spitting out blood, the old man's face was as ugly as if he had eaten **T. This. How is this possible? Due to the shock, the old man stuttered. His soul force was at early stage rank 9. What kind of monster was Ning Yu? What kind of sorcery did he use to devour his soul force? Nothing is impossible. Ning Yu said lightly. You just said you wanted to thank me. Why are you regretting it now? How can I regret it? The old man's eyes flickered, his heart and mind were different. Contact the evil Dragon Valley Master. After losing his soul force and the engulfing Overlord elixir, he had become a powerless man. In his current state, even a true martial realm martial artist could kill him in an instant. Only by contacting the evil Dragon Valley Master would he have a chance of survival. Although the chances were slim, it was better than none. Thinking of this, the pudgy old man calmed Ning Yu down while contacting the evil Dragon Valley Master. As long as you don't regret it, go to the side first. I'm going to refine your soul force completely. Waving his hand, Ning Yu gestured for the old man to go to the side. As for himself, he began refining the soul force in his mind. The devouring power that shot out from the sapling only erased the consciousness in the short and fat old man's soul. It didn't take away his soul power. Ning Yu controlled his soul force and began to gorge it. Buzz. The strength of an early-stage rank 9 soul energy was terrifying. Ning Yu had only devoured half of it and his soul force had already advanced to the middle 8th stage. It was not hard to imagine that once he devoured all the remaining soul power, his soul power would probably increase to the advanced stage of 8th grade. Ning Yu's eyes were tightly shut. From the outside, it looked like he was wholeheartedly refining the soul force. However, only Ning Yu himself knew the truth. He wasn't in a hurry to refine the remaining soul power. Instead, he paid close attention to the short and fat old man. Ning Yu had his own reasons for leaving the short and stout old man behind. Go. Half an hour later, the pudgy old man finally moved. The stout old man first looked at Ning Yu to make sure that he would not be noticed by Ning Yu. Then, he took out a crystal ball from his pocket. With a flick of his wrist, the short and stout old man took out some paper money from somewhere and carefully wrote down a line of word. Then, he stuffed the paper into the crystal ball. With a sudden burst of strength, the short and stout elder threw the crystal ball out. Shio! The speed of the crystal ball was very fast. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared. Shio! What the short and stout elder didn't know was that the moment the crystal ball left the hall, the 1,000 Beasts' flame suddenly appeared and blocked its way. A soul force shot out from the 1,000 Beasts' flame and took out the paper from the crystal ball. After thinking for a while, the soul force erased the words on the paper and copied the handwriting on the paper. The heaven-devouring Overlord pill has been successfully refined. However, a giant puppet suddenly appeared. That puppet killed Ning Yu and injured me. Come to my rescue quickly. Then, the soul force controlled the paper into the crystal ball and merged with the void, disappearing. Sha sha. At the same time, in the dense forest above the palace, two martial artists bumped into each other. Did you find anything? These two martial artists were none other than Debo and the evil Dragon Valley Master. The martial artist who spoke was the evil Dragon Valley Master. His expression was a little ugly. After searching the area for a full 2 to 3 hours, he still couldn't find anything. Nothing. Debo shook his head. His expression was also ugly. He had wasted a few hours of effort. Moreover, to Debo, Ningyu was his top priority. The current palace master of the Emperor God Palace wanted to bring Ningyu back. How could he not be angry that his cooked duck had flown away? However, there was nothing Debo could do. Search again. I don't believe that they won't come out, the evil Dragon Valley Master said coldly. Today was the most humiliating day he had ever been. The short and stout elder stole the heaven-devouring dog while he was in seclusion. This made him very angry. Shio. At this moment, a cold light suddenly shot out from the ground. Puff. The evil Dragon Valley Master's hands moved quickly, and he caught the cold light in his hand. Gotcha. The evil Dragon Valley Master crushed the crystal ball and saw the paper inside. Go, they are underground. When he saw the string of words on the paper, the evil Dragon Valley Master dashed out without saying a word. Underground? Evil Dragon Valley Master, could it be a trap? Debo followed closely behind the evil Dragon Valley Master with a serious expression. In the face of absolute power, all schemes are useless. After saying this, the evil Dragon Valley Master stomped the ground with his right foot. Instantly, the ground collapsed and he drilled into the ground. Damn it! Debo cursed under his breath. He couldn't care less. His priority was to capture Ningyu. As long as he could capture Ningyu, it would be worth the risk. There is indeed a palace. The evil Dragon Valley Master and Debo quickly arrived at the entrance of the palace. Take a few steps back. I will blast open the door of the palace. The evil Dragon Valley Master's fist contained a violent wave of yuan qi as he punched the door of the palace. Gotcha. Not only was the door strong, but the evil Dragon Valley Master's strength was also heaven-defying. With just one punch, the evil Dragon Valley Master blasted the door open. Oh no! As soon as the door was blasted open, the evil Dragon Valley Master's expression changed, and he quickly retreated. A giant arm was swinging at him from the sky. Fortunately, the evil Dragon Valley Master retreated in time. Otherwise, if he was hit by the arm, the consequences would be dire. Puppet. After taking a few steps back, the evil Dragon Valley Master locked his eyes on the giant puppet. His expression was extremely grave. The evil Dragon Valley Master could clearly feel that the material of the puppet was special. It was extremely tough. Kill it. Although he knew that the material of the puppet was tough, the evil Dragon Valley Master did not want to give up. He took out his flying sword and slashed at the neck of the puppet. Ding! A crisp sound was heard. The evil Dragon Valley Master did not dare to delay and immediately retreated. After all, his flying sword was an upper-grade royal-class flying sword. Even an upper-grade royal-class flying sword could not break the defense of the puppet. One could only imagine how tough the puppet was. Look, the short and fat elder and Ningyu are inside. Debo's attention shifted away from the puppet and looked into the depths of the palace. In the deepest part of the palace, Ningyu's eyes were white and his aura had completely disappeared. As for the short and fat elder, he was not much better. Chapter 1239. Chapter 1239. Chapter 1239 Death. You, hold this puppet back. The evil Dragon Valley Master naturally saw everything that Debo saw. With a low grunt, the evil Dragon Valley Master stomped on the ground and dashed toward the depths of the palace. Evil Dragon Valley Master's perception was extremely strong. He could clearly sense the aura of the Overlord pill on the short and fat elder. As for whether it was the earth swallowing Overlord pill or the heaven swallowing Overlord pill, the evil Dragon Valley Master was not very sure. It did not matter if he did not know. The evil Dragon Valley Master had already made up his mind to kill the short and fat old man and snatch the Overlord pellet from him. Damn it! In front of the palace, Debo was so angry that his nose was crooked. Even the evil Dragon Valley Master could not fight against this puppet, let alone him. However, he did not dare to complain because he could not afford to offend the evil Dragon Valley's master. Debo had no choice but to fight the puppet. The more he fought, the more shocked Debo became. He discovered that the puppet's combat strength wasn't very strong. It was just that its body was relatively hard. As long as he didn't fight it head-on, there wouldn't be any problems. Could it be that the evil Dragon Valley Master isn't strong enough? At this moment, Debo thought to himself. In fact, it was no wonder that Debo would have such thoughts. After all, when the evil Dragon Valley Master was fighting against the puppet, he had not been able to suppress it. In fact, he had even been at a disadvantage. On the other hand, he was able to fight evenly with the puppet. Comparing the two, he even had a vague feeling that he could contend against the evil Dragon Valley Master. Let's wait and see. Debo was not an impulsive person. He took a deep breath and began to slowly deal with the puppet, not using his full strength. Shio! At the same time, the evil Dragon Valley Master had already entered the deepest part of the palace and arrived in front of the short and fat elder. Evil Dragon Valley Master. Quick! Seeing the master of the evil Dragon Valley before him, the short and fat old man opened his mouth and extended his right hand. As you wish. The evil Dragon Valley Master was a ruthless person. He did not give the short and fat elder any chance. He clenched his right fist and punched the old man's chest. Bang! The immense force sent the short and stout old man flying. Poochie! The old man's pupils shrank as he spat out a mouthful of blood. The short and stout old man was terrified. He could never imagine why the evil Dragon Valley Master would attack him as soon as he arrived. Evil Dragon Valley Master, inside the crystal ball, the short and stout old man roared with all his strength. I know what you said in the crystal ball, it's nothing more than you refining the Overlord pill, but unexpectedly, the puppet attacked, killed Ningyu, and heavily injured you. The evil Dragon Valley Master waved his hand and interrupted the short and fat elder's words. He said calmly, I know all that. However, I'm more interested in the Overlord pellet that you've refined. As for you, go to hell. As he spoke, the evil Dragon Valley Master's body burst forward, and his right foot stomped heavily on the evil Dragon Valley Master's chest. Kacha! Kacha! Several of the old man's ribs were instantly broken. Ningyu! At this moment, the stumpy old man finally reacted. Everything had been calculated by Ningyu. The short and stout old man turned his head and looked at the pale Ningyu. Poochie! This glance caused the short and fat old man to spit out another mouthful of blood. This was because Ningyu's eyes suddenly opened and quietly blinked at him. Die! It was obvious that it was too late for the short and fat old man to react at this moment. The evil Dragon Valley Master was someone who killed without batting an eyelid. He lifted his right foot slightly and stomped heavily on the short and fat old man's heart. Bang! The evil Dragon Valley Master's foot was heavy and he even used some Yuan Qi. The short and fat old man was already seriously injured. Now that he was stomped by the evil Dragon Valley Master, he had no chance of survival and died on the spot. Until his death, the short and fat old man could not understand how Ningyu had tampered with the crystal ball. The short and fat old man could only think about these things in hell. After killing the short and fat old man, the evil Dragon Valley Master bent down and searched the short and fat old man's body. After a while, the evil Dragon Valley Master stood up, his expression slightly ugly. This was because he could not find a single hair on the short and fat old man's body, let alone the Overlord elixir and other precious items. What shocked the evil Dragon Valley Master was that he did not feel any soul fluctuation from the short and fat old man's body. Could it be that his soul power has been completely devoured by the puppet outside? The evil Dragon Valley Master frowned slightly and fell into deep thought. The short and fat old man's soul power was at the 9th grade. It did not make sense that it would be devoured so easily. Sha. After a while, the evil Dragon Valley Master moved his feet and walked towards Ningyu. There were only 2 people in the palace. One was the short and fat old man, and the other was Ningyu. Now that the short and fat old man was dead, and Ningyu did not look any better, he did not even have any breath left. It was likely that he had also been killed. The reason why the evil Dragon Valley Master went to Ningyu's side was because he had a suspicious nature and wanted to check on Ningyu. Just because the short and fat old man did not have the Overlord elixir, it did not mean that Ningyu did not have it. The evil Dragon Valley Master's perception was very strong. He noticed that the short and fat old man had looked at Ningyu before he died. Perhaps Ningyu really had the Overlord elixir on him. Closer. Ningyu's perception had been paying attention to the evil Dragon Valley Master. Especially when the evil Dragon Valley Master gradually approached him, he became a little nervous. At such a close distance, Ningyu could already feel the terrifying aura that the evil Dragon Valley Master exuded. A peak late-stage 9th grade human supreme. The evil Dragon Valley Master's cultivation had reached the terrifying peak late-stage 9th grade human supreme. One should know that Debo was only a mid-stage 9th grade human supreme. Even Ningyu did not have absolute confidence against Debo, let alone the evil Dragon Valley Master. I must severely injure the evil Dragon Valley Master. Ningyu was very clear about the severity of the problem. The remaining soul force of the short and fat old man was surging back and forth in his body, as if it was about to burst out. In order to severely injure the evil Dragon Valley Master with a single strike, Ningyu used all his Yuan Qi and hid it in his sleeve. At the same time, the remaining soul force of the short and fat old man began to move from his body to his sleeves. Ningyu knew that this attack could only succeed and not fail. Suddenly, the evil Dragon Valley Master stopped in his tracks. Frowning, the evil Dragon Valley Master extended his perception and probed Ningyu's body. Not good. Ningyu's expression changed drastically. He quickly concealed his aura and the soul force and Yuan Qi in his sleeves. Maybe I'm overthinking. Shaking his head, the evil Dragon Valley Master continued forward. Ding! When the evil Dragon Valley Master was only 3 steps away from Ningyu, a crisp sound suddenly rang. Ding ding! Following that, 2 more sounds were heard. An elixir cauldron fell from Ningyu's body and slowly rolled toward the evil Dragon Valley Master. This is the elixir cauldron of nothingness. The evil Dragon Valley Master's expression changed from one of caution to one of ecstasy. The elixir cauldron of nothingness was a good item, ranked 30th on the heaven list. Chapter 1240. The first round. Something's not right. The evil Dragon Valley Master wasn't a fool. His sharp sense of smell told him that there might be a conspiracy coming his way. Even though the evil Dragon Valley Master smelled something unusual, the elixir cauldron was too tempting for him. He was going to become an alchemist in the future. Once he mastered the elixir cauldron, the success rate of his alchemy would skyrocket. Screw it! After a moment of silence, the evil Dragon Valley Master unleashed his powerful senses, paying close attention to his surroundings. Then, the evil Dragon Valley Master's senses approached the elixir cauldron. No problem. Grabbing the elixir cauldron, the evil Dragon Valley Master could not hide the excitement on his face. Ningyu must have something else on him. The evil Dragon Valley Master was excited. He had not expected Ningyu to have the elixir cauldron on him. Based on his speculation, the stocky elder must have been afraid that the puppets would destroy the items while he was fighting with the puppets. Hence, he had left everything on Ningyu. Who would have thought that Ningyu was so weak that he was killed by the puppets in a single move? Hee, I'm lucky. With a faint smile, the evil Dragon Valley Master finally relaxed. He moved his feet again and walked toward Ningyu. 3 more steps. Ningyu kept his eyes on the evil Dragon Valley Master. After the elixir cauldron fell from the evil Dragon Valley Master's hand, Ningyu finally relaxed. At the same time, Ningyu's nerves were stretched taut again. If the evil Dragon Valley Master took 3 more steps, he would strike. 1 step, 2 steps. The evil Dragon Valley Master took the first 2 steps quickly. However, the evil Dragon Valley Master only lifted his right foot for the 3rd step. Did he discover something? Ningyu panicked. In order to fight against the evil Dragon Valley Master, he had placed all his attention on the evil Dragon Valley Master. Without Ningyu's control, the evil Dragon Valley Master attacked according to its will. This was why he could fight the evil Dragon Valley Master on par with the evil Dragon Valley Master. Dong. The evil Dragon Valley Master was naturally suspicious. His 3rd kick did not land. This situation lasted for a full 10 minutes. After the evil Dragon Valley Master confirmed that there were no problems, he stomped his right foot heavily. Good chance. Ningyu had been waiting for this moment. As soon as the evil Dragon Valley Master put his right foot down, Ningyu flicked his sleeve and a cold light shot out. Chi. Not only was this cold light fast, but it also contained terrifying soul force fluctuations and yuan qi fluctuations. There was even a great killing weapon hidden within his soul force and yuan qi. 10,000 Beasts Flame. Ningyu's plan was very simple. First, he would use his soul power and yuan qi to distract the evil Dragon Valley Master. Then, he would attack with the 10,000 Beasts Flame. The plan was well designed, but Ningyu only realized how difficult it was when he put it into practice. Courting death. The evil Dragon Valley Master reacted very quickly. Before the cold light hit him, he took out his flying sword and slashed at the cold light. Whoosh! The evil Dragon Valley Master's sword was extremely powerful. Ningyu's cold light was directly slashed in half. The cold light shattered and split into 2. One of them contained yuan qi, while the other contained soul force. Again, the evil Dragon Valley Master was quick to react and slashed twice. Whoosh! Whoosh! The cold light was once again slashed in half. Of the 4 cold lights, 2 contained yuan qi, 1 contained soul force, and the last contained the 10,000 Beasts Flame. I don't believe it. Again. The evil Dragon Valley Master was furious. He wielded his royal flying sword and slashed out 4 more sword lights. Evil Dragon Valley Master, your opponent is me. At the critical moment, Ningyu suddenly stood up from the ground and shouted. Ningyu knew very well that the cold light he shot out was very powerful. The only flaw was that its defense was relatively weak. If the evil Dragon Valley Master's sneak attack succeeded, the consequences would be unimaginable. Therefore, at the critical moment, Ningyu took out the red demon sword and rushed out. You're still alive. I'll cripple you. The evil Dragon Valley Master's eyes shone with a terrifying light as he watched Ningyu charge at him. Evil Dragon Valley's master gave up on the 4 rays of cold light and charged towards Ningyu with the high-grade monarch rank flying sword in his hand. Ningyu held the red demon sword while the evil Dragon Valley master held the royal superior grade flying sword. In the next instant the 2 flying swords collided. Ding! A crisp sound rang out. A tearing pain came from the web between his thumb and forefinger, causing Ningyu's face to turn extremely solemn. The evil Dragon Valley Master's strength was indeed heaven-defying. Ningyu could clearly feel that the evil Dragon Valley Master did not use his full strength in this attack. In fact, the evil Dragon Valley Master had only used 10% of his strength. Just 10% of a peak late-stage grade 9 supreme strength was already so powerful. One could imagine how unimaginable the consequences would be if the evil Dragon Valley Master used his full strength. Haha, it seems like I was right not to kill you. The evil Dragon Valley Master laughed and said, "You can injure the short and fat old man and control the puppet. This means that your background is not ordinary. Tell me, where are you from?" After saying that, the evil Dragon Valley Master stared at Ningyu with interest. He did not take Ningyu seriously at all. The evil Dragon Valley Master's strength was terrifyingly heaven-defying. The evil Dragon Valley Master had always believed in one thing. In the face of absolute strength, all schemes and plots were useless. Moreover, Ningyu was only a grade 3 supreme. Ningyu could not even block 10% of his strength, let alone the evil Dragon Valley Master's full strength. Oh no! However, the evil Dragon Valley Master's calm expression disappeared instantly. He felt his scalp tingle. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. This was because he could feel 4 rays of cold light swiftly flashing out from behind him, and they were attacking his head at an extremely shocking speed. The evil Dragon Valley Master was shocked. One should know that his perception was terrifyingly strong. These 4 rays of cold light could actually hide from his perception, which really shocked him. Although he was shocked, the evil Dragon Valley Master did not lose his composure. He quickly turned around and slashed out 4 sword light. Whoosh! Wherever the sword lights passed, the air parted. The 4 sword lights shot towards the cold lights from 4 different directions. Boom! The first sword light directly shattered the Yuan Qi cold light, causing the Yuan Qi to scatter. The second sword light shattered the Yuan Qi cold light as well. The third sword light shattered the soul power cold light. Ha ha ha! Ningyu, I have overestimated you. The evil Dragon Valley's master laughed wildly at the sky after 3 consecutive sword glows had obtained victory. Is that so? Ningyu's lips curled up in the face of the evil Dragon Valley Master's mockery. You can keep watching. Keep watching? Watch what? The evil Dragon Valley Master was startled and looked into the air. In the air, the evil Dragon Valley Master's third sword light collided with Ningyu's 1,000 Beasts flame cold light. In the blink of an eye, the evil Dragon Valley Master's sword light was engulfed by the 10,000 Beasts flame. This is impossible. The evil Dragon Valley Master's jaw dropped. Chapter 1241. A heavy blow. Ningyu, I will grind your bones to dust. Evil Dragon Valley Master quickly regained his composure after the shock. The stronger Ningyu was, the more excited he was and the more he wanted to capture Ningyu alive. In his opinion, Ningyu must have the Overlord elixir on him. Not only that, the evil Dragon Valley Master also thought that Ningyu had other treasures on him. Otherwise, with Ningyu's peak 3rd grade human supreme martial artist cultivation, it was impossible for him to fight with him to this extent. Taking a deep breath, the evil Dragon Valley Master stomped his feet on the ground and charged at Ningyu. Evil Dragon Valley Master, you might have overlooked something. Seeing the evil Dragon Valley Master's action, Ningyu's face was emotionless. Ha ha ha! I have indeed neglected one thing, and that is that I should have killed you. The evil Dragon Valley chief laughed wildly towards the sky. Immediately, his body flashed forward and rushed towards Ningyu at an extremely shocking speed. Chi! What the evil Dragon Valley Master didn't expect was that the space behind him suddenly split open before he could even take a few steps. Oh no! The evil Dragon Valley Master's senses were extremely sharp. The moment the space cracked, his expression changed, and he quickly turned around. But this time, the evil Dragon Valley Master had miscalculated. Swoosh! A cold light suddenly shot out from the space crack. Under the evil Dragon Valley Master's astonished eyes, the light grew bigger and bigger and the scorching flames continued to burn. It's the flame of the 10,000 beasts. Even if one had never eaten pork, one would have seen a pig run. Because of the short and fat elder, the evil Dragon Valley Master had some understanding of the flame of the 10,000 beasts. The evil Dragon Valley Master knew the terrifying power of the flame of the 10,000 beasts. At this moment, the evil Dragon Valley Master even felt a little dazed. The flame of the 10,000 beasts was ranked 30th on the Mystic Flame list. It was ridiculously powerful. Damn it! The evil Dragon Valley Master was livid. At such a close distance, even he could not withstand it. But the evil Dragon Valley Master did not intend to give up. He clenched his right fist and clashed with the flame of the 10,000 beasts. Gotcha! A crisp sound rang out as a fist fell from evil Dragon Valley's master's wrist. Ah! A hysterical scream came from the mouth of the evil Dragon Valley Master. Beads of sweat appeared on the evil Dragon Valley Master's forehead, and his body was trembling uncontrollably. It was obvious that the evil Dragon Valley Master was severely injured. The 10,000 Beasts flame was a terrifying flame ranked 30th on the exotic flame list. As long as he was prepared, the evil Dragon Valley Master would not have any problems. The evil Dragon Valley Master naturally had no way of resisting it with brute force. The evil Dragon Valley Master had only lost one fist, but he was still able to withstand the impact of the 10,000 beast flames. This was already a blessing in disguise. Ningyu, you have completely infuriated me. Taking a deep breath, the evil Dragon Valley's master's face grew increasingly cold. He failed miserably in an easy task. Due to his carelessness, his right fist was struck down. It was truly an unexpected failure. If he had known this would happen, the evil Dragon Valley Master would not have done this. He would have killed Ningyu first, and then slowly searched Ningyu's body. It was too late to say anything now. It was an indisputable fact that the evil Dragon Valley Master's right fist had been blasted off. Without his right fist, the evil Dragon Valley Master's battle prowess had dropped by at least 50%. At his peak, Ningyu would not have been able to fight against the evil Dragon Valley Master. He might not even have been able to withstand a single blow. However, in his current state, Ningyu was already qualified to fight the evil Dragon Valley Master. Whether or not I have infuriated you doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Ningyu's expression was indifferent as he said, "If you were at your peak, I would definitely be wary of you. But now the outcome of the battle is still unknown." Ah! The evil Dragon Valley Master threw his head back and laughed maniacally. "Even without my right fist, killing you is as easy as killing an ant. Forget it. I had planned to spare your life, but it seems like there is no need for that now." As soon as he finished speaking, the evil Dragon Valley Master stomped on the ground and his body shot forward. The evil Dragon Valley Master's speed was very fast. It did not take him long to appear in front of Ningyu. The evil Dragon Valley Master clenched his left hand into a fist and punched at Ningyu's heart with violent yuan qi. The evil Dragon Valley Master finally understood that when dealing with an enemy, one should not hold back. Even a lion would use its full strength to capture a rabbit, let alone a person like Ningyu. Fight. Facing the fist that contained violent yuan qi, Ningyu's expression was extremely serious. His right hand clenched into a fist and collided with the evil Dragon Valley Master's left fist. Bang! The two fists collided. The result was not unexpected. The evil Dragon Valley Master stood on the spot, his face filled with shock. As for Ningyu, he was sent flying several feet away by the terrifying force and landed heavily at the exit of the hall. This, Debo had been fighting with the puppet. While fighting, Debo's eyes moved and happened to see Ningyu appear at his feet. The sudden change caused Debo to be a little stunned. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and capture Ningyu." Just as Debo was slightly stunned, the evil Dragon Valley Master's gloomy voice suddenly rang out. The evil Dragon Valley Master was extremely angry. Ningyu had crippled his right hand. He had to kill Ning Yu no matter what and then trap Ning Yu's soul so that he would suffer endless pain. Alright. I'll go capture Ning Yu now. Debo's eyes flickered. The evil Dragon Valley Master only had 50% of his battle strength left. Debo naturally could not fight against the evil Dragon Valley Master at his peak. He could not even take 3 blows from him. However, Debo was confident that he could silently injure the evil Dragon Valley Master with 50% of his strength. Thinking of this, Debo's mind shook, and he forcefully forced the puppet to retreat, turned around, and charged at Ning Yu. Ning Yu, I've said that I'll grind your bones and scatter your ashes, so I'll definitely do it. The evil Dragon Valley Master clenched his left hand and said fiercely, Debo, capture Ning Yu first and bring him here. The evil Dragon Valley Master was confident. Debo was a middle 9th grade supreme being, only slightly weaker than him. If Debo could not capture Ning Yu, he might not have much confidence in doing it himself. Debo, I'll give you a chance to live. Seeing that Debo was about to reach him, Ning Yu climbed up from the ground with difficulty and said, You want to give me a chance to live? Debo laughed wildly as if he had heard the funniest joke in the world. He then asked in a puzzled tone, Do you know what you're talking about? I'm very clear about what I'm talking about. As long as you don't attack me and attack the evil Dragon Valley Master, I can spare your life. Ning Yu nodded slightly and said, Ning Yu, I have to say that you're the most arrogant 3rd grade supreme being I've ever seen. Because of your arrogance, I've decided. At this point, Debo paused for a moment and didn't continue. Chapter 1242. Chapter 1242. Chapter 1242 Join forces. You want to cripple my cultivation and break the tendons in my limbs? Frowning slightly, Ning Yu said hesitantly, You only have one chance. Now that it is right in front of you, I wonder if you will cherish it. The opportunity is right in front of me. Suddenly, Debo became a little abnormal. The disdainful look in his eyes instantly disappeared, replaced by a serious expression. Nodding his head, Debo said, If there is an opportunity, I will definitely cherish it. Since you know how to treasure it, please fight with the evil Dragon Valley Master. As long as you can heavily injure the evil Dragon Valley Master or kill him, I promise to let you leave safely. Ning Yu's face was emotionless as he spoke. Ning Yu, have you lost your mind? Debo's mouth gaped open, his face filled with disbelief as he said, I did say that an opportunity was placed in front of me, and I said that I would cherish it. The only difference is that the opportunity you spoke of is different from the one I spoke of. The opportunity you speak of is to kill the evil Dragon Valley's master and stand on the same side as you. The opportunity one speak of is to kill you and stand on the same side as the evil Dragon Valley's master. Debo would not clash with the evil Dragon Valley Master so quickly. Without absolute certainty, Debo would not fall out with the evil Dragon Valley Master. Debo, are you going to fight or not? Debo's 1-second pause enraged the evil Dragon Valley Master. He had already asked Debo to capture Ning Yu, but who would have thought that Debo would take so long? If it was in the past, he would have killed Debo long ago. How could things end up like this? Attack. Capture Ning Yu now. Debo's expression was indifferent. He immediately rushed out towards Ning Yu. However, Debo was furious. The evil Dragon Valley Master spoke to him in such a manner, clearly not putting him in his eyes. Rather than that, Debo's mind became active. With his own strength, there was no way he could kill the evil Dragon Valley Master. He might even be killed by the evil Dragon Valley Master. However, if he joined hands with Ning Yu, the situation would be completely different. As soon as this thought appeared in Debo's mind, he couldn't get rid of it. Ning Yu, let's make a deal. In 0.1 second, Debo made a shocking decision. Join forces with Ning Yu and kill the evil Dragon Valley Master. Debo believed that Ning Yu would definitely agree. As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Debo did not believe that Ningyu would refuse. The truth was similar to what Debo had guessed. Ningyu's answer was that they could work together, but the benefits would be split equally. Debo didn't say anything and immediately agreed. Benefits? Debo had never thought of giving it to Ningyu. Debo's plan was very simple. He would first join hands with Ningyu to kill the evil Dragon Valley Master, and then kill Ningyu. Rumble. Because they had joined hands, Debo's move was strong on the outside but weak on the inside. On the surface, it looked extremely powerful, but in reality, it was very weak. Poochie. Ningyu was very cooperative. Throwing his head back, Ningyu spat out a mouthful of blood. His already pale face became even paler. Ha ha ha! Seeing that Ningyu was seriously injured, the evil Dragon Valley Master threw his head back and laughed wildly. Then, he stomped on the ground and dashed out. Ningyu, when I count to 3, we will attack together. Debo's face was serious as he sent a soul message to Ningyu. Ningyu nodded slightly, indicating that he understood. 1. Debo said in a low voice. In this second, the evil Dragon Valley Master moved extremely fast and arrived beside Debo 2. Not good. When Debo uttered the word 2, his face became extremely cold, and he instantly retreated. Debo, how dare you betray me? Today, I will let you know the consequences of betraying me. The reason why Debo had retreated was because the evil Dragon Valley Master had discovered some clues. The evil Dragon Valley Master did not attack Ningyu. Instead, he suddenly stopped in front of Debo and punched at Debo Kacha. At such a close distance, Debo naturally could not block it. With a crisp sound, the evil Dragon Valley Master's terrifying left fist made contact with Debo's chest. Evil Dragon Valley Master, I will kill you! Suppressing the taste of blood in his throat, Debo did not hesitate to burn his Yuan Qi. His aura rapidly rose. 1 second. In just 1 second, Debo's aura had reached the same starting line as the evil Dragon Valley Master. Boom! Debo counterattacked. He blasted out several fist lights in a row, and each fist light attack was terrifyingly powerful. Even though the evil Dragon Valley Master was prepared, he was still badly battered and looked like he could not hold on for much longer. Ningyu, we are partners. Hurry up and attack Debo. At this critical moment, the evil Dragon Valley Master could not care less. He directly exposed Ningyu. What? The evil Dragon Valley Master's revelation was indeed very useful. Debo immediately stopped attacking and looked at Ningyu with a face full of vigilance. He said in a deep voice, How dare you betray me? Sorry, I made an agreement with the evil Dragon Valley Master to kill you first. Ningyu's expression was very indifferent. There was not the slightest trace of emotion. I know you are two-timing, trying to meet the source of both sides. The evil Dragon Valley Master and Debo looked at each other and saw the unnatural expression in each other's eyes. He had been tricked. This time, he was tricked miserably. The evil Dragon Valley Master's intestines were green with regret. Ningyu had taken advantage of the suspicion between him and Debo. Otherwise, it would be harder than reaching the sky to succeed. Humph. Ningyu, with your current strength, there is no way you can kill us. The evil Dragon Valley Master quickly calmed down and snorted. If you know what's good for you, surrender now. Otherwise, Debo and I will join hands and take your dog life. That's right, Ningyu, your strength is not very strong. The evil Dragon Valley Master and I have put aside our differences. If we join hands, killing you will be a piece of cake. Debo added. In terms of anger, Debo was even angrier than the evil Dragon Valley Master. After all, his strength was slightly weaker than the evil Dragon Valley Master. The evil Dragon Valley Master wanted to kill him. Although it would take some effort, it was not impossible. Today, I must kill Ningyu. Debo secretly made up his mind to kill Ningyu. As for the evil Dragon Valley Master, he planned to find an opportunity to kill him. Where there is life, there is hope. Your combined strength is indeed strong, but you have overlooked something. Ningyu said indifferently, just now your punches have caused your combat strength to drop by 30%. In other words, you only have 20% of your combat strength left. At your peak you can definitely kill me. But with only 20% of your strength left, I can easily kill you. Easily kill us? Debo and the Evil Dragon Valley Master said at the same time with their mouths wide open. That's right, it's a piece of cake. Chapter 1243. Chapter 1243. Chapter 1243 Have no alternative. What is that? Because Ningyu's soul power was extremely fast, Debo and Evil Dragon Valley Master couldn't see through it. Debo and Evil Dragon Valley Master were confused. At a time like this, not only was Ningyu not running away, but he was doing these useless things. Dong! In an instant, a deafening voice came from afar. Swoosh! This change caused Debo and the Evil Dragon Valley Master's expressions to change drastically. They hurriedly turned around and looked at the gigantic creature in front of them in disbelief. Their mouths were wide open in fear. The one who was the most shocked was Debo. Debo had never imagined that the gigantic puppet would be able to unleash such frightening destructive power. One had to know that when Debo was fighting against that puppet, its fighting prowess was extremely weak. How long had it been? How did that giant puppet's battle prowess become so terrifying? But the current situation didn't allow Debo to think too much. Shio! Because the gigantic puppet swung its right arm and swept it towards his head. The puppet's attack was so terrifying that even the air had to give way to it. Debo was very clear that if he was unlucky enough to be hit by the arm of the puppet, even if he didn't die, he would be crippled. Let's fight. Clenching his right hand into a fist, Debo summoned the origin energy in his sea of consciousness and wrapped it around his fist. Go! Debo wanted to fight the puppets to the death, but the Evil Dragon Valley Master didn't think so. Ningyu was not a threat, but the puppet's strength was shocking. The Evil Dragon Valley Master was not confident that he could defeat the puppet, especially when he saw Debo charging towards the puppet with no regard for his own life. The Evil Dragon Valley Master immediately decided to escape first. In order to leave this place as soon as possible, Evil Dragon Valley Master exerted all his strength. The Evil Dragon Valley Master even burned his life force to increase his speed. In an instant, he rushed out of the ground and rushed toward the capital. Evil Dragon Valley Master, you! Seeing the Evil Dragon Valley Master fleeing, Debo gnashed his teeth in anger. He had hoped to join forces with the Evil Dragon Valley Master to resist the puppet's powerful attack. But now, it seemed that the Evil Dragon Valley Master had abandoned him and fled alone. Ningyu, we'll meet again. Although he was angry, Debo was not a fool. He made a feint with his spear in midair, then followed closely behind the Evil Dragon Valley Master and rushed out of the ground. You want to leave? Ningyu had already expected that Debo would try to escape, so he leapt up and landed on the puppet's shoulder. Chase! Ningyu locked onto Debo's aura and controlled the puppet to chase after him. Rumble! As soon as Ningyu and the puppet left the ground, the underground palace suddenly collapsed. Ningyu didn't have time to worry about the collapse of the ground. What he cared about was whether or not he could catch up to Debo and Evil Dragon Valley's lord. Judging from the direction that Debo and the Evil Dragon Valley Master were fleeing in, their destination was the capital. Putting aside the fact that there were many people in the capital, Ningyu had to kill the Sword of Evil and the others before they reached the capital. There was no room for discussion. Drip! With a solemn expression, Ningyu forced out a drop of blood essence and sent it into the puppet's mind. The drop of blood essence didn't even cause a ripple in the puppet's mind. On the contrary, the puppet became a little irritated. That's right, the stout old man's soul force and the remaining earth-engulfing overlord pellets. Seeing that Bo and the others were getting closer and closer to the capital, Ningyu not only forced out a drop of blood essence and sent it into the puppet's mind, but also the remaining earth-engulfing overlord pellets and the stout old man's excess soul force. The soul force stabilized the puppet's control, and the remaining earth-engulfing overlord pellets and blood essence could increase the puppet's battle prowess. Xiao. As expected, Ningyu's actions were very effective. The puppet's speed increased again, reaching twice its previous speed. Originally, the distance between the puppet and Bo and the evil Dragon Valley Master was getting farther and farther, but after this, the distance between them was getting closer and closer. Evil Dragon Valley Master, you have to stop and help me, or else you won't have a good ending when I'm killed. Bo shouted at the critical moment. Sha. The evil Dragon Valley Master immediately stopped. Bo, I have a way to stop the puppet. If I'm prepared, I can even severely injure the puppet. The evil Dragon Valley Master's face darkened, as if he was making an important decision. What is it? Bo looked at the evil Dragon Valley Master suspiciously and asked. The way is. The evil Dragon Valley Master hesitated for a moment, before a ruthless look appeared on his face, and he said, Leave you here. The evil Dragon Valley Master clenched his left fist and punched at Bo's chest. I knew you would attack me. Bo was very smart. He had long been on guard against the evil Dragon Valley Master. When the evil Dragon Valley Master launched a sneak attack at him, he quickly dodged to the side. Do you think you can dodge it? The evil Dragon Valley Master smiled and took out a crystal ball from his pocket. While Bo was distracted, he immediately threw it. Kaboom! The crystal ball exploded the moment it was thrown. Bo, I will remember your kindness. I will definitely kill Ningyu in the future to avenge you. The evil Dragon Valley Master's voice was getting further and further away. You won't have a good. The crystal ball exploded. Bo's eyes narrowed. Before he could finish cursing, Bo let out a blood-curdling scream. Kaboom! After the scream, Bo's body gradually expanded. When it reached its limit, Bo's body suddenly exploded. Self-destruction. The evil Dragon Valley Master was very cruel. In order to escape, he used the crystal ball to trigger Bo's self-destruction. Bo, who was at his peak, was naturally not affected by the explosion. The strange thing was, Bo only had 20% of his peak strength. In this state, Bo only managed to resist for a second before he completely exploded. Not good. Seeing Bo explode, Ningyu's figure flashed, and he quickly hid behind the puppet. At the same time, Ningyu took out the 10,000 Beasts Flame and the Incorporeal Cauldron and wrapped them around his body. Gotcha! The first line of defense formed by the 10,000 Beasts Flame did not do much, and it was quickly destroyed by the explosion. Bang! Although the Incorporeal Cauldron was ranked 30th on the Heaven list, it could not withstand Bo's explosion. After all, Bo was a middle-grade 9 supreme martial artist. Gotcha! Ningyu's last line of defense was the phantom armor that he was wearing. The phantom armor was a mid-grade monarch rank defensive armor, and its defensive ability was extremely terrifying. Because Bo's explosion had passed through the first few lines of defense, its power had weakened significantly. Therefore, under the protection of the phantom armor, Ningyu did not suffer any serious injuries. Phew! Letting out a long breath, Ningyu's face turned completely cold. After what Bo had done, he was getting further and further away from the evil Dragon Valley Master. At this rate, when the evil Dragon Valley Master arrived at the capital, he would still be halfway there. No, I have to think of a way. Chapter 1244. Gene 2. Even though the evil Dragon Valley Master was severely injured, his strength was not to be underestimated. There was only one thought in Ningyu's mind, and that was to catch up to the evil Dragon Valley Master as soon as possible and kill him before he reached the capital. If only the puppet's speed could be doubled. With his current speed, Ningyu had no way of catching up to the evil Dragon Valley Master. But the puppet was different. It was already fast, and if it could double its speed, it could easily catch up to the evil Dragon Valley Master. Chi. At this moment, the white light in the puppet's mind suddenly exploded, and an endless stream of energy flowed through the puppet's body. Whoosh! The sudden change caused Ningyu to reveal a shocked expression. What was wrong with the puppet? Damn it! Cursing under his breath, Ningyu hurriedly started to inspect the puppet. The puppet was the key to defeating the evil Dragon Valley Master. If the puppet was severely injured, there was nothing he could do even if he caught up to the evil Dragon Valley Master. Therefore, he could not allow anything to happen to the puppet. Ka. Just as Ningyu started to inspect the puppet began to change. Its huge body was shrinking at a speed visible to the naked eye. In just a few seconds, the puppet's body had shrunk significantly. Ningyu's mouth was slightly agape, and a look of astonishment could be seen on his face. Not only had the puppet shrunk, but its aura had also been completely revealed. A late-stage 9th-grade Supreme Being. The puppet's aura had reached the terrifying peak 9th-grade Supreme Being. Truth be told, this was the first time Ningyu had felt the puppet's aura, and he was extremely shocked. It seems that my control over the puppet has improved a little. Frowning slightly, Ningyu tried to control the puppet. Master. Just as Ningyu was about to control the puppet, it spoke. You can speak? Ningyu exclaimed. Yes, Master. My name is Jin 2, and I will follow your orders. The puppet nodded and said. Kim? Raising his eyebrows, Ningyu asked, How fast is your speed? I mean, compared to just now. Master, my speed is twice as fast as before. Jin 2 said honestly, just now my body was huge, so my speed was limited. Now that I've shrunk, my speed is at least twice as fast. Then what are you waiting for? Bring me to the evil Dragon Valley Master. After hearing Jin An's words, Ningyu leaped onto Jin An's shoulder and shouted in a low voice. Although Jin An had shrunk in size, he was still much larger than a normal adult. Standing in front of Jin 2, Ningyu looked like a child. Dong. Jin 2 was very obedient. As soon as Ningyu jumped onto his shoulder, he bent his knees slightly and rushed out. Chi. Jin An was very fast, so fast that it was terrifying. Phantom armor. With such a fast speed, Ningyu couldn't bear it anymore, so he summoned the Phantom armor. The Phantom armor was a mid-grade Emperor-class defensive armor. With its protection, Ningyu's skin temperature dropped a little. Fortunately, the Phantom armor blocked the power of Debo's self-destruction. Otherwise, I would be in danger. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu held Jin An's neck tightly with both hands. At the same time, he unleashed his perception, trying to locate the evil Dragon Valley Master. There was a special smell on the evil Dragon Valley Master's body, which allowed Ningyu to locate him at any time. Of course, as long as the evil Dragon Valley Master was too far away from Ningyu wouldn't be able to locate the evil Dragon Valley Master. Whoosh! At the same time, in a dense forest not far from the capital, a flock of birds seemed to be startled and jumped away from the area. Then, a warrior tore through the void and appeared. Fortunately, he didn't come after me. This warrior wasn't very tall, and his body was a little bloated and fat. The evil Dragon Valley Master. This warrior was the evil Dragon Valley Master. After running at full speed for a few hours, the evil Dragon Valley Master stopped in a dense forest not far from the capital. The evil Dragon Valley Master heaved a long sigh of relief. The reason why the evil Dragon Valley Master didn't rush into the capital right away was because he was injured, and the injury was not light. First, he was ambushed by Ningyu, and then he was tricked by Debo. Right now, the evil Dragon Valley Master only had 20% of his peak strength. I need to recover as soon as possible. I need to recover 50% of my strength within an hour at the latest. The evil Dragon Valley Master's face darkened. As long as I can recover 50% of my strength, I can go back and kill Ningyu. The evil Dragon Valley Master was furious to the extreme. In his opinion, everything was because of the short and fat old man. If the short and fat old man hadn't let Ningyu escape, he wouldn't be in such dire straits. Swoosh! With a flick of his wrist, the evil Dragon Valley Master took out a jade bottle. Crack! The evil Dragon Valley Master crushed the jade bottle with his left hand. The jade bottle shattered, and a smooth and round pill appeared in the evil Dragon Valley Master's left hand. In order to kill Ningyu, I have to swallow this pill first. Looking at the smooth pill in his hand, the evil Dragon Valley Master took a deep breath and threw it into his mouth. The pill melted in his mouth, and a terrifying medicinal energy flowed into his body through his throat. Buzz! A terrifying energy wave was running around in the evil Dragon Valley Master's body. Suppress it! The evil Dragon Valley Master sat down and shouted. The shout of the evil Dragon Valley Master was clearly effective. The energy in his body became very quiet and dormant. I only need half an hour to refine all the energy in my body. The evil Dragon Valley Master was very familiar with the situation in his body. Half an hour. He only needed half an hour to refine all the energy and recover 50% of his strength. Drip. Time passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, half an hour had passed. Swoosh! Suddenly, the evil Dragon Valley Master opened his eyes and his aura rose. Crack! 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 The aura that rushed out from the evil Dragon Valley Master was extremely terrifying, and even the surrounding trees were uprooted. Good! Feeling the terrifying energy in his body, the evil Dragon Valley Master could not help but shout. If Ningyu dares to appear in front of me, I will kill him immediately. The evil Dragon Valley Master was so confident that he could easily kill Ningyu after recovering half of his peak strength. After all, Ningyu was only a peak grade 3 human supreme. The evil Dragon Valley Master was very confident that he could kill him. I will let Ningyu live for a while longer. I will go to the capital of the Great Xia Kingdom and turn it into hell on earth. With a thought, the evil Dragon Valley Lord stood up, stamped his feet on the ground, and dashed forward. Rustle! However, the evil Dragon Valley Master had just taken a few steps when his expression changed. The evil Dragon Valley Master realized that a martial artist had appeared in front of him. The evil Dragon Valley Master was very familiar with this martial artist. Chapter 1245. For who? Ha ha ha, you really can wear out iron shoes in fruitless searching, only to find what you're looking for without even looking for it. I was just about to look for you, but you delivered yourself to my doorstep. The evil Dragon Valley Master was stunned for a moment before he threw his head back and laughed maniacally. Today, I'll let you know the true strength of a late 9th grade human supreme. You've only recovered to 50% of your peak strength. I can still kill you effortlessly. Ningyu shrugged and said indifferently. Although that was what Ningyu said, he didn't think so. How long had it been? The evil Dragon Valley Master had already recovered to 50% of his peak strength. If he was given more time, wouldn't he be able to recover to his peak? Ah! The evil Dragon Valley Master laughed maniacally again. Ningyu, you want to kill me? Why? If that giant puppet came along, I might be a little afraid. Oh right, where's that giant puppet? As he spoke, the evil Dragon Valley Master suddenly stopped and looked behind Ningyu. The evil Dragon Valley Master didn't notice the giant puppet behind Ningyu. As for Jin 2, he was completely ignored by the evil Dragon Valley Master. Could it be that the evil Dragon Valley Master can't sense Jin 2's aura? Ningyu was puzzled by the evil Dragon Valley Master's actions. In his view, Jin 2 was constantly emitting the aura of a late 9th grade human supreme. The evil Dragon Valley Master's actions clearly showed that he didn't sense the aura fluctuations of the evil Dragon Valley Master. It turned out that Ning Yu's guess was right. Only Ning Yu could sense Jin Tu's aura. No one else, not even a peak 9th grade human supreme, would be able to sense it. Thinking of this, Ning Yu said calmly, "The evil Dragon Valley Master doesn't need the giant puppet to deal with you. He can do it." Him? Who is he? The evil Dragon Valley Master was puzzled. He didn't know what Ning Yu was planning. "He's the giant puppet's brother, Jin Tuesday," Ning Yu explained. "I don't care if he's a golden puppet or a silver puppet. Since he offended me, I'll send him to hell." With a cold shout, the evil Dragon Valley Master dashed out. The evil Dragon Valley Master had only one target, and that was Ning Yu. Other than Ning Yu, he didn't care about the golden puppet or the silver puppet. Whoosh! Evil Dragon Valley Master didn't take Jin Tu seriously, but it didn't mean that Jin Tu didn't take him seriously. Seeing that the evil Dragon Valley Master was about to make a move, he teleported in front of Ning Yu. He nimbly raised his right fist and clashed with the evil Dragon Valley Master's left hand. Gotcha! The two fists collided and an extremely crisp sound rang out. It was so pleasing to the ears. The evil Dragon Valley Master's hysterical screams followed closely after the crisp sound. Bang! In the blink of an eye, something happened that the evil Dragon Valley Master would regret for the rest of his life. His only remaining left hand had become abnormally twisted at this moment. His entire palm was drooping and lifeless. "I'll kill whoever dares to touch Master." Jin Tu's eyes shone with a terrifying light. He took a step forward and the earth shook. Damn it! With his left hand crippled, the evil Dragon Valley Master wanted to die. He had lost his right hand and now his left hand was crippled. It could be said that the 50% of his strength that he had just regained had dropped to 20%. The evil Dragon Valley Master knew his own condition very well. With only 20% of his strength left, he was no match for Jin Tu and Ning Yu. In fact, Ning Yu could defeat or even kill him on his own. "I have to find a way to escape." The evil Dragon Valley Master decided to retreat first. Where there's life, there's hope. The evil Dragon Valley Master opened his mouth and spat out a beam of cold light at Ning Yu. Then, he stomped on the ground and quickly retreated. Want to leave? Not so easy. Ning Yu took out the red demon sword and cut through the beam of cold light. Then, he jumped onto Jin Tu's shoulder and chased after the evil Dragon Valley Master. Having lost his right hand, the evil Dragon Valley Master only had 20% of his peak strength. At this level, his speed was naturally much slower. It didn't take long for Ning Yu to catch up to the evil Dragon Valley Master. However, by the time Ning Yu caught up to the evil Dragon Valley Master, the evil Dragon Valley Master had already arrived at the capital's gates. "Look, that person's right hand is gone, and his left hand has been crippled. How miserable! Truly miserable. Both his left and right hand are heavily injured, and from what I can see, his strength is not at its peak." The evil Dragon Valley Master's sudden appearance caused a huge uproar in the capital. Everyone pointed at the evil Dragon Valley Master, commenting on his appearance. "Hurry and inform Venerable Spirit Su." Venerable Spirit Su and Dan Guzi had left spies at the capital's gates. When the evil Dragon Valley Master appeared, they all retreated to inform Venerable Spirit Su. "Everyone, leave this place as soon as possible," Ning Yu shouted as he looked at the evil Dragon Valley Master hovering in midair, and the crowd that had come out from the capital to watch the commotion. "Ning Yu? That person is Ning Yu. It's really Ning Yu. Wasn't he taken away by a mysterious expert? Why is he here? Ning Yu wants us to leave this place. What is his intention?" Before the last martial artist could finish his sentence, he screamed and died on the spot. What's going on? The sudden change caused the surrounding martial artists' expressions to change drastically. It should be known that this martial artist's cultivation base was at the initial manifestation stage. He could even kill an initial manifestation stage martial artist in an instant, let alone these martial artists with lower cultivation bases. Crash. Dispersing in a hubbub. Using the phrase dispersing in a hubbub to describe these people was very appropriate. Want to leave? The evil Dragon Valley Master had not made a move since he arrived. Moreover, the evil Dragon Valley Master's expression became more and more excited as the crowd grew. In an instant, the evil Dragon Valley Master unleashed all his aura. Puff, puff, puff. The highest cultivation base among the crowd was only at the manifestation stage. Although the evil Dragon Valley Master's strength was not at its peak, it was still very easy for him to kill them with his aura. Jinan, go! Ningyu's expression was cold as he said in a deep voice. Swoosh! Upon hearing Ningyu's order, Jinan leaped into the air and faced the evil Dragon Valley Master. Ningyu, if Jinan dares to take a step forward, I will kill one person. The evil Dragon Valley Master's eyes shone with a cold light as he said, I have calculated that Jinan is 50 steps away from me. In other words, if Jinan dares to come before me, I will kill 50 people. Oh, by the way, let me remind you that I, Jinan, am a man of my word. I never go back on my word. Rumble! The evil Dragon Valley Master's words caused a huge uproar among the crowd. The evil Dragon Valley Master could even kill a manifestation stage martial artist in an instant, let alone these martial artists with lower cultivation bases. Ningyu, tell that Jinan to stop. Ningyu, don't be rash. We are all from the Great Xia Kingdom. You can't leave us in the lurch. What lurch? In my opinion, that person's target is Ningyu. It has nothing to do with us. That's right. As long as Ningyu personally surrenders, all of us can live. Chapter 1246. Snitch. Since ancient times, the bystanders have always had a strange way of thinking. When you are useful to them, they will respect you and even listen to everything you say. However, as long as you showed signs of weakness, they would change sides at the last minute and wantonly humiliate you. The bystanders at the capital's gate belonged to the camp that changed side. At this point, they wouldn't think too much about it. The evil Dragon Valley Master was powerful and had a grudge against Ningyu. Naturally, they would side with the evil Dragon Valley Master. What do you want? Though Ningyu didn't want to care about these bystanders, he was still a citizen of the Xia Kingdom. After a moment of silence, he decided to stop Jin Tuesday, ha ha ha. Seeing that Jin too had stopped, the evil Dragon Valley Master threw his head back and laughed. He then said coldly, Ningyu, aren't you arrogant? I don't want anything. I just want to tell you that you can't beat me. Cut the crap. It doesn't work on me. Ningyu said. Okay, I only have one request. The evil Dragon Valley Master extended a finger and said, Hand over your flying sword and armor. I will leave immediately. You want me to hand over my armor and flying sword? Ningyu frowned. That's right. Flying sword and armor. I will give you 1 minute to think about it. The evil Dragon Valley Master said arrogantly. He thought he had a handle on Ningyu. After saying this, the evil Dragon Valley Master's lips curled up as if he had a card up his sleeve. The evil Dragon Valley Master even shot out 2 rays of cold light from his eyes as he dragged the 2 spectators in front of him. The evil Dragon Valley Master's actions were obvious. If Ningyu dared to refuse, he would kill him. Ningyu, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and hand over the flying sword and armor to this person. This is all because of you. You cannot be too selfish. If it wasn't for you, this powerhouse wouldn't have come to the capital and we would be fine. Everything happened because of you. It has nothing to do with us. We are just innocent passers-by. The more the onlookers talked, the more agitated they became. They even wanted Ningyu to surrender and commit suicide. Good, very good, very good. At first, Ningyu felt a little bit of pity. However, as the voices of the onlookers rang out, Ningyu nodded slightly, and his expression gradually became gloomy. Some people were really insatiable. I didn't ask you to come and watch, so why are they still in the capital? Only you onlookers came out to watch? Since you dared to take the risk to come out and watch, then you must be prepared to be killed. In this world, there is no lack of people seeking death. Slowly shaking his head, Ningyu said indifferently, Jin too, what are you waiting for? Yes. Jin An's expression was calm. He instantly rushed out at lightning speed. Damn it. When Evil Dragon Valley's master saw Jin 2 rushing out, 2 cold beams of light shot out from his eyes, shattering the 2 warriors in front of him. Rumble! 2 warriors died tragically, and the onlookers completely quieted down. It was only now that they understood, whether it was the Evil Dragon Valley's master or Ningyu, they were destined to suffer. Bang! Since both of his hands were crippled, his strength was reduced to only 20% of his peak. Therefore, the Evil Dragon Valley's master was sent flying as soon as he exchanged blows with Jin and was a late-stage 9th-grade supreme martial artist. At his peak, the Evil Dragon Valley's master could easily defeat Jin, but the current Evil Dragon Valley's master was definitely no match for Jin Swoosh. With one successful attack, Jin chased after him. Ningyu, since you're so heartless, don't blame me for being unjust. With a loud roar, the Evil Dragon Valley's master turned and ran. However, the Evil Dragon Valley's master was not running in any other direction, but in the crowd. Boom! The attack of an expert was extremely terrifying. The Evil Dragon Valley's master stomped his right foot heavily on the ground, and a terrifying shockwave spread out in all directions. The onlookers who were closer to the Evil Dragon Valley's master were killed by the shockwave. 40 to 50 onlookers were completely annihilated in just a few seconds. In front of the capital city, there was a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. It was extremely terrifying. Ningyu, because of your foolish actions, the Evil Dragon Valley's master will now massacre the entire city. An extremely terrifying voice came out of the Evil Dragon Valley's master's mouth, and it echoed in the sky above the capital city. The voice contained a terrifying aura, and all the martial artists in the capital city could hear it clearly. Evil Dragon Valley's master? Who is it? Why does he want to massacre the entire city? Some martial artists were puzzled, and they did not know what exactly had happened. I don't know much about the Evil Dragon Valley's master, but I know about Ningyu. Wasn't he taken away by a mysterious expert a few days ago? A martial artist who knew Ningyu's whereabouts frowned and said, Didn't you hear? The Evil Dragon Valley's master massacred the entire city because of Ningyu. Yes, Ningyu must have offended the Evil Dragon Valley's master, and that's why he wants to massacre the entire city. What should we do? What should we do? The way I see it, we should inform revered spirits Su and Dan Guzi as soon as possible. After all, they have a good relationship with Ningyu, and they might be able to stop the Evil Dragon Valley's master from massacring the entire city. Inform revered spirit Su as soon as possible. Relatively speaking, the people in the capital city were much more rational than the onlookers outside the capital city. Their first thought was not to hand over Ningyu to the Evil Dragon Valley's master, but to find revered spirit Su and ask for his help. Evil Dragon Valley's master, you are already an arrow at the end of its flight. If I want to kill you, it will be as easy as flipping my palm. As Ningyu controlled Jin He to approach the Evil Dragon Valley's master, he crossed his arms in front of his chest and said, You can feel it too. Jin He has the aura of a 9th-grade initial human supreme. With just 20% of your strength, there is no way you can defeat him. I'll give you 1 minute. I want to know the result after 1 minute, or I'll have to send you to hell. Swoosh. Jin He was very fast, and in the blink of an eye, He passed by the Evil Dragon Valley's master and arrived at the capital city gates, guarding the Evil Dragon Valley's master. "I'm so angry." The Evil Dragon Valley's master was furious. Originally, he had said this to Ningyu, but in the end, Ningyu had returned it to him. Rage rose in the Evil Dragon Valley's master's mind. He wanted to kill Ningyu immediately. But the Evil Dragon Valley's master still had a trace of rationality. He knew that he was very powerful and could not be defeated. "The only thing I can do now is to find a way to find Ningyu's friends and capture them to threaten Ningyu. Otherwise, I will die." The Evil Dragon Valley's master's eyes darted around, trying to think of a solution. "Let me ask you." Suddenly, the Evil Dragon Valley's master flew to the side of one of the onlookers and transmitted his voice. "In the capital city, are there any friends of Ningyu or people who are especially close to him?" "There are, but the other party is very powerful." Suppressed by the Evil Dragon Valley's master's aura, the onlooker trembled uncontrollably and answered honestly. "Tell me where they are and what their names are." The Evil Dragon Valley's master said coldly. "In the imperial family, her name is Lu Wei. Her cultivation is not very high. With your strength, you can easily defeat or even kill her." Chapter 1247 Lu Wei. The Evil Dragon Valley Master frowned and muttered to himself when he heard the crowd's words. "Can I leave now?" the crowd asked cautiously. However, the crowd had just spoken when he felt a sweetness in his throat and vomited a large mouthful of blood. You, the crowd stared at the Evil Dragon Valley Master in disbelief. His brows were filled with shock. Before his death, the crowd still did not understand why he would be killed even after telling the Evil Dragon Valley Master Ningyu's secret. Trash doesn't deserve to live in this world. The Evil Dragon Valley Master's eyes were cold. "I'm killing you for your own good." Hiss. The Evil Dragon Valley Master's domineering words caused the martial practitioners hiding in the surroundings to gasp and quickly leave the area. They clearly understood that they would be killed by the Evil Dragon Valley Master even if they stayed. Rather than that, it was better to leave as soon as possible. As for whether the Evil Dragon Valley Master would kill Ningyu, it had nothing to do with them. They did not want to care, nor could they care. "Ningyu, do you really think that he can stop me?" The Evil Dragon Valley Master revealed a disdainful aura after casually finishing off a crowd. "Entering the capital is as easy as taking something out of my pocket." Crack. In the next moment, a cold glint shot out from the Evil Dragon Valley Master's eyes. The cold glint was so powerful that it blasted apart the space in front of the Evil Dragon Valley Master as a huge vortex appeared. Swish! The Evil Dragon Valley Master's figure flashed and entered the vortex in front of Ningyu. Rumble! He immediately dashed out when he saw the Evil Dragon Valley Master disappear. His right hand clenched into a fist and fiercely punched at the void. A loud sound rang out, and everyone saw a figure being blasted out of the void. Bang! 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 He did not stop after his attack succeeded. Instead, he quickly moved and arrived in front of the Evil Dragon Valley Master. He clenched his fists and swung them repeatedly. He's attacks were extremely fast, and every punch landed on the Evil Dragon Valley Master's chest. After a few punches, the Evil Dragon Valley Master's chest was already a bloody mess. Even his aura was rapidly declining. "Ningyu, you will die a horrible death." The Evil Dragon Valley Master was furious. He had never been in such a sorry state before. Ever since he met Ningyu, his bad luck had been coming one after another without a break. Now, he was dragged out of the void by Gene Tuesday. Gene 2's iron-like fists smashed into his chest repeatedly, causing his aura to plummet to rock bottom. "Whether or not I die a horrible death has nothing to do with you." Shrugging his shoulders, Ningyu flew towards the Evil Dragon Valley Master and spoke indifferently. "State your identity and why you are hiding in the Great Xia Kingdom." You want to know? In your next life, Evil Dragon Valley's master said fiercely, even if I die, I won't tell you. Hee, some things are not up to you to decide. With a smile, Ningyu held the red demon sword in his hand and stabbed at the Evil Dragon Valley master's heart. The power of Ningyu's sword was so heaven-defying that in order to kill the Evil Dragon Valley master with one strike, Ningyu had even wrapped the 1,000-beast flame around the sword. Wait. The Evil Dragon Valley master's pupils shrank when he sensed the terrifying yuan qi fluctuations on the red demon sword and saw the flames of 10,000 beasts leaping on the sword blade. I'll tell you who I am, but you have to promise me that you'll spare my life. Whether I spare you or not depends on the importance of the information you provide, Ningyu said indifferently. I am from the Ghost King sect. Evil Dragon Valley master gritted his teeth, as if he had made a big decision. If you spare my life, I can recommend you to the Ghost King sect. Ghost King sect. Ningyu frowned slightly. He had heard of the Ghost King sect in his previous life. In the Heavenly Demon region, the Ghost King sect was on the same level as the Supreme Nine Purities Temple and Divine Emperor Palace. Its status was a level higher than the Corpse sect, Divine Blood Palace, and 100 Flower Palace. The Ghost King sect had 3 branches. The Ghost King sect, the Ghost King Hall, and the Ghost King Palace. The strength of each branch was comparable to the Corpse sect. Therefore, in the eyes of the Heavenly Demon region's experts, the Ghost King sect was one of the top forces in the Heavenly Demon region, even more terrifying than the Supreme Nine Purities Temple and Divine Emperor Palace. There are 3 branches of the Ghost King sect. Which one are you from? Ningyu asked in a deep voice. The Ghost King sect. I am from the Ghost King sect, the Evil Dragon Valley master said honestly. Why did you come to the Great Xia Kingdom? Ningyu continued. My destination is not the Great Xia Kingdom, but the Qianye Empire. I am just passing by the Great Xia Kingdom. The Evil Dragon Valley master said. Rumor has it that a treasure has been unearthed in the Qianye Empire and there is a great opportunity there. Therefore, all the experts of the Ghost King sect and above have gone to the Qianye Empire. The Qianye Empire? Ningyu raised his eyebrows. He was a little surprised. The Qianye Empire was not in the Mystic Moon continent, but in the Pill Formation continent. Moreover, the 100 Flower Palace and Divine Emperor Palace were both located in the Qianye Empire. That's right. An Earth Supreme from the Ghost King sect has also gone there. If it wasn't for Debo, I would have arrived at the Qianye Empire long ago. Why would I stay in the Great Xia Kingdom? The Evil Dragon Valley master nodded his head at first, then revealed an angry expression. He blamed all the problems on Debo. What kind of treasure has been unearthed in the Qianye Empire? Ningyu asked again. I'm not sure. I need to go there to find out. The Evil Dragon Valley master's eyes flickered. Rumor has it that there is a tomb of a Sky Supreme in a certain area of the Qianye Empire. The tomb of a Sky Supreme. Ningyu revealed a solemn expression when he heard that. In his previous life, he had cultivated to the Sky Supreme level. At the same time, he knew how difficult it was for an ordinary peak Earth Supreme to cultivate to the Sky Supreme level. The tomb of a Sky Supreme might contain an opportunity to advance to the Sky Supreme level. Once it was unearthed, it would definitely become the target of thousands of people. Of course, the tomb of a Sky Supreme was not that easy to enter. There was a peerless killing array inside. Even a 9th-grade human supreme might die inside if they were not careful. This is my chance. While Ningyu was stunned, the Evil Dragon Valley master's eyes lit up. He raised his right leg and kicked at Ningyu. The Evil Dragon Valley master's right leg grew bigger and bigger. In the end, it was several times bigger. Oh no! How powerful was Ningyu's perception? As soon as the Evil Dragon Valley master kicked, he realized that something was wrong. His figure dashed out. Ningyu took out the incorporeal elixir furnace and poured his soul power into it. As he poured his soul power, the incorporeal elixir furnace instantly grew bigger. Crack! In the next instant, the enlarged incorporeal elixir furnace came into contact with the evil Dragon Valley Master's right leg. A crisp sound rang out. The evil Dragon Valley Master was sent flying. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Originally, Ningyu had planned to spare the evil Dragon Valley Master's life. However, the evil Dragon Valley Master did not know what was good for him and attacked him. Chapter 1248. Nirvana. Whoosh. The sword ray was small at first, but as time passed, it grew bigger and bigger, eventually becoming several times bigger. No! The evil Dragon Valley Master's face was filled with despair as he stared at the approaching giant sword ray. The evil Dragon Valley Master could clearly feel that he was so close to death, so close that he could touch it with his hand. Ningyu, my position in the Ghost King sect is very high. As long as you don't kill me, I promise. Evil Dragon Valley Master's begging voice was cut off abruptly as he spat out a mouthful of blood. The huge sword ray pierced through his heart, entering from the front and exiting from the back. Swoosh! With his heart pierced, Evil Dragon Valley Master struggled for a while before dying on the spot. For an expert at his level, the death of his physical body did not mean death. He needed to destroy his soul as well. Therefore, after piercing the evil Dragon Valley Master's heart, Ningyu flipped his wrist and threw the 10,000 spirit holy flag out. The 10,000 ghosts sacred flag had a special characteristic. It had a fatal restraining effect on souls. Although evil Dragon Valley Master's soul was strong, it was no match for the 10,000 ghosts sacred flag. He was subdued by it in a few moves and became a powerful soul in its body. The 10,000 ghosts sacred flag's power would grow stronger as more souls were added to its body. The scene of the 10,000 ghosts sacred flag devouring evil Dragon Valley Master's soul fell into the eyes of revered spiritual Su and the others who were rushing over. At this moment, revered spiritual Su, Zwakong, and the others' mouths were slightly agape, speechless for a long time. From the strength of evil Dragon Valley Master's soul, they could infer his true cultivation. A late-stage 9th grade human supreme, and a peak late-stage 9th grade human supreme. When did Ningyu's strength become so strong? He could even kill a late-stage 9th grade human supreme. Is that a puppet? Suddenly, revered spiritual Su's gaze was attracted by Jin-en in the distance. That was because he sensed a terrifying aura from Jin-en, a late-stage 9th grade human supreme. Revered spiritual Su's jaw almost dropped. It was not that revered spiritual Su's hair was too long, but what happened was too unexpected. Wasn't Ningyu taken away by Debo from Emperor Divine Palace? Why would he appear here and even bring back a 9th grade advanced human supremacy puppet? The most important thing was that Ningyu's own cultivation had actually reached such a terrifying level. Senior Spirit Void. Keeping the 10,000 holy flag, Ningyu flew to the front of Honorable Spiritual Su and the rest. Ningyu, you really surprised me. Supremacy Lingshu opened his mouth, wanting to say something, but no words came out. Everyone had secrets, and Ningyu was no exception. The fact that Ningyu was able to escape from Debo, kill the evil Dragon Valley Master, and bring back a late-stage 9th grade human Supreme Realm puppet was enough to prove that Ningyu was extraordinary. He might not even be a match for Ningyu. If Ningyu wanted to say something, he would definitely tell them. If he didn't want to say it, there was no point in asking. That's right, where is Fang Guoxing? Ningyu had been worrying about how to explain when Supremacy Lingshu asked. Since Lingshu didn't ask, he was happy to be at ease. Right now, his soul power was at the middle stage of the 8th grade, only a step away from the late stage of the 8th grade. Ningyu's plan was simple. First, find Fang Guoxing, devour his soul strength, and raise it to late stage 8th grade. Dreams were beautiful, but reality was cruel. Supremacy Lingxiu looked embarrassed. After you left, Fang Guoxing blew himself up. What? He blew himself up? Ningyu was so surprised that he almost jumped up. Fang Guoxing was a veteran mid-stage 9th grade human supremacy. The power of his self-destruction was bound to be terrifying. Don't worry, Dan Guzi and I already knew that Fang Guoxing was going to blow himself up, so we reduced the power of his self-destruction to the minimum. Supremacy Lingxiu hurriedly explained. That's right. Before Fang Guoxing blew himself up, we searched his body. Beside him, Dan Guzi nodded. This thing was obtained from Fang Guoxing's body. With a flick of his wrist, Dan Guzi took out a golden pearl. In the center of the pearl was a fingernail-sized area. Within that area was a lump of white. Just what is it? Ningyu held the golden bead in his hand and observed it. We tried everything, including blood, spiritual strength, and yuan qi. We even used a pill cauldron to refine it. Supremacy Lingxiu said. Regretfully, this golden pearl seems to be abnormally hard. Nothing worked on it. Nothing worked on it? Ningyu raised an eyebrow. Then, he sent a bit of his spiritual strength into the golden pearl. The result was just as Supremacy Lingxiu had said. Ningyu's spiritual strength was blocked outside the golden pearl, unable to advance an inch. I'll put it away first. I'll study it when I have time. After thinking about it, Ningyu decided to put it away and study it later. Let's go. After putting away the golden pearl, Ningyu controlled Jin and shot out. His target was the Imperial family. Swish. Behind Ningyu, Supremacy Lingxiu and Dan Guzi exchanged a glance, then followed Ningyu and disappeared. The battle ended as quickly as it started. The evil Dragon Valley Master, a peak 9th rank human sovereign, was easily killed by Ningyu. Countless onlookers were killed or injured. Anyone who dares to leak this matter will be killed without mercy. Not long after, a piece of news came from the Imperial family. Anyone who dared to leak this matter would be hunted down by the Imperial family. Everyone knew that there was a 9th rank human sovereign in the Imperial family. No one dared to act rashly, choosing to keep their mouths shut. Within a secret chamber in the Imperial family, Supremacy Lingxiu, Ningyu, Dan Guzi, and Jinan. The three of them stared at the middle-aged man in front of them with grave expressions. Supremacy Lingxiu, Ningyu, Dan Guzi, and Jin and Ninghai. The man in front of them was none other than Ningyu's father in this life, Ninghai. Ninghai's entire body was emitting golden light. His entire body was bathed in a golden ocean. When did my father become like this? Ningyu asked. 1 day ago. Supremacy Lingxiu replied. A day ago, I broke the protective barrier on the surface of your father's body. Then your father became like this. It's not a bad thing. Pil Guzi had some understanding of this and said, I once flipped through the ancient records of the Alchemy Union and learned that this is a nirvanic rebirth. Nirvana rebirth? Ningyu was slightly startled and asked doubtfully. Isn't it rumored that only the Phoenix clan can undergo nirvana rebirth? Why did such a change happen to my father? My guess is that your father must have accidentally consumed a nirvana pill, said Dan Guzi. The nirvana pill is a 10th grade medicinal pill. It might really allow my father to undergo nirvanic rebirth. Ningyu murmured. Something's wrong. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.